need to find out what your BR is. We need to know, we need to figure out what your battle factor readiness is. I guess if we have 3 people, we have enough people here to decide what your army's going to be composed of.
So, what's our choices, like, army-wise?
Okay, I'm going to pull up the sheet and we're going to do it. So first off, you have 200 men. Okay? That is your militia. Though that is from the city of Brecken. They are already there. You've already given them superior armor. Let me look at the sheet. If you go to the Brecken Vale room, if you look under your troops, it says 2,500 gold pieces, superior. So you have superior armor and weapons with them already, which I believe is a short sword and chainmail armor. And did you guys give them spears and shields as well, I think?
Didn't we buy some spears?
Yeah, he got like 10 spearheads, so that'll be part of it. Let me go through, we will go right through the sheet, and we will do it right by the numbers to figure out what your BFR is first. Get a piece of paper. I'm going to ask you guys some questions. You may have to put out some money if you want to make things better. But hey, up to you.
What about the cast that's not currently here though? Like
Yeah, that's why I kind of wanted to wait until 4, but we can do it with 3, and if anything changes. Okay, the first thing we need to do is figure out what is your leadership factor. So your leadership factor is based on your intelligence, your wisdom, and your charisma. So who has the highest intelligence?
Probably the wizard.
14.
Anybody have higher than 14?
Let me check.
no, Volgar only has 10. Leuven's at 14.
I have an intelligence of 10.
Okay. Okay, so 14 is the first number.
Yep.
Who has the highest wisdom?
Volgar has 20.
Yeah.
I have 11.
Oh, 20. Nice. So you're already up to 34 of just those two. Who has the highest charisma?
17 plus 2, that's 19, I believe.
That's just 17. We're just looking for the base number.
Okay,
Not your adjustment.
Volgar has 17 also. Silver Relief has 17. Yep. Seems like 17 is the highest.
Pretty charismatic.
Okay, 17. Now, plus 2 per 1% of your force that is at name level. Name level is level 9, which means we have 0 people. Well, the Duke actually is level 9, so he's at name level. So we'll give you plus 2 for that. Every little bit helps. Okay, 14 plus 20 is 34. Plus 2 is 36. Plus 17 is 46, 53. So your leadership factor is 53. That's the first number.
Dope.
Okay. Next thing, and if you guys want to follow along with me, I'm on page 117 of what's called the War Machine. in the rules cyclopedia, which I don't think probably any of you guys have that.
Nope.
The next thing we're going to do is experience factor. On the average experience of the level of the officers in the force. Multiply that number by 3. So, any of you three want to be the general or the marshal, field marshal? Does any of you want to be the field marshal, or do you guys just want to be officers within troop?
I'm the captain now, also because it sort of seems appropriate for a paladin to be sort of like a field.
Okay, so Bartrell, you got to make sure that you're here for the next couple weeks. Are you going to for sure be here the next 2 weeks?
As long as my house isn't flooding, which it is at the moment.
No, dude, you must live up by me because I've got a lot of flooding too up here in Michigan. It's terrible. Okay, so Bartrell is field marshal. That means you're going to be in charge of figuring out a lot of the strategy, brother. So I hope your military history is good.
Bullhorn style, go!
If people die, it will be your fault.
Don't worry. In the last team I was, they all died, and that's why I'm the only white paladin left. There was
Hey,
a red and green one originally.
Marshal, you are a marshal. That means you are level 5. Multiplied by 3 is 15. So we are going to add a 15 to your experience factor. A force must have at least one officer for every 40 troops, or this part of the experience factor is 0. So that means you guys can either be your own officer of 40 troops, or you can hire someone a level lower than you to be an officer. What do you guys want to do? My advice personally would be to hire officers, and you try to keep yourself at the battalion commander level,
Okay.
right underneath marshal. All right,
I mean,
so here's a question. You have 200 militia. Falling Star can hold up to 400 troops. So, do you want to hire elves, archers, orcs, dwarves, general militia, bandits, briglins? Do you want, or do you not want to hire anybody? Do you want to increase your forces level up at all?
yes.
So our forces, just to be sure, are just guys with spears and shields, right?
Numbers win wars, remember.
Um, just so you guys know, we're facing close to over 800 force.
Well, I think that since orcs are pretty bulky, uh, I think that it might be good to have a good sort of, I don't know, like a bunch of orcs on the sides for flanking purposes. So, like, let's say we send our men fighting from the front, and then we got some, like, these orcs whittling them down until we completely engulf them in men.
How many orcs would you guys like to hire?
How much can we buy?
No, I think we should just get archers.
We can get those.
Archers are good.
That it's archers are ideal for our position because we're just gonna be holding. We're basically in one spot when we're defending that
We
position.
basically do a turtle with our men in the front and the archers in the back. Basically, that's it.
Okay, so our battlefield is gonna look like us defending a position. It's that tower. Our enemy has roughly 800 men. Majority of them are uh, light on their feet for flanking. It's
Is
explained
there
in
any
the.
choke point? We don't have a map of that area, do
Do we
we?
have a kill hole?
Have a what?
Oh, sorry. I'm on the mind of They said that we're on a fort, so do we have a kill hole?
Uh, the map of the fort is not available.
Okay.
Hmm. Well,
You just know it's a tower.
Yeah,
it's
I'm
a tower.
expecting it to be a barren field in front of the tower.
I was kind of like, so it is. Is it like a cube-like fort? Does it say?
We just know it's a tower. That's it.
Uh,
Or,
very high hill,
Yeah.
um, and the lighthouse is on top of the hill, and the
Oh,
lighthouse is very high.
I have
all
an
right.
idea.
You're probably going to be defending from the bottom of the lighthouse, but you'll definitely probably have some people at the top of the lighthouse, and those ideally would be archers or spearmen.
Hmm.
Um, so the lighthouse is on the top of a hill.
Yeah, on the
So,
top of a very big hill.
So my idea is we get a lot of boulders and just throw them at the down the hill at the enemy
How are you going to transport the boulders?
on the ship.
You already have 400 men on the ship. It's going
So
to be
less than
completely loaded.
so we lower the amount of people. Can we get a second
Like
ship?
backpacks full of rocks.
No. Big boulders. Can we get the second ship?
All of the ships are going to be filled to the rim with men. Transport the army. Duke has to transport 5,000 men and about, 50 ships. So he's going to have between 100 and 200 men in each ship.
okay, so we have 200 base of like foot soldiers just from Breckendale. We can
That's
hire,
your general militia.
right?
You can get probably another 200 onto the Falling Star, but I want you guys to pick. You can put cavalry, you can put horses on there if you want to. Probably not a lot. You like I said, you can get archers from the surrounding areas. You can get orcs. You can get bandits. You can get piglins. You can get
You know what would be effective? What if we put archers on cavalry horses and then had them basically run around shooting arrows?
And that's gonna
Well,
be
archers are pretty effective.
that might be really effective again because like Mogar was saying, the troops that you're going to be fighting are very practiced already in flanking maneuvers.
Hmm. And they're armed with
What are they
bows
called?
too.
The Imperial Cohort.
Yep.
The troops that you will probably be fighting are the Imperial Cohort. So the Imperial Cohort are basically very well trained infantrymen, and they're very fast on their feet. So you will definitely want to catch them either on the march, have high ground against them, have some kind of a stronghold against them, have cover against them, or catch them going across the swamp or a river or something like that. Because if you try to go toe to toe with them, they're going to flank you and shred you to pieces probably. And that's the Duke's words, not mine as DM. That's what the Duke says to you.
That's what his spies report.
hmm.
So the archers on horseback, that's a good idea. But like I said, we're holding down a position.
Does
How many horses? How many archers?
I suggest we get.
25, 50, 80.
We're gonna hire another 200, maybe
Do
100.
we
Another
have
200 of all horses
Oh
and
do
no
we
no.
have
archers.
a couple of days to prepare before like they get here?
You have 24 hours.
Oh, That probably wouldn't be long enough for to build trenches, would it?
Well, no, you're going back. The battle's not going to be for another 2 weeks. You guys still got to
What?
travel back to Thyatis.
Oh,
Yeah, but when we're
It's
there, how
planning
much time
ahead.
would we have?
ah,
Oh yeah, once you're there, no, you're going to want to do the attack as soon as possible because you're hiding 5,000 troops. How long you think you can hide 5,000 troops? Maybe 4 or 5 hours tops. They're only gonna hold off the battle long enough for you guys to sneak into catacombs, Dostropolis, and get back out. Once you guys light the war fire at the top of the lighthouse, they're gonna attack immediately. Now, as far as your entrenched position, you already have kind of the high ground because you're on top of a hill. Um, what you might want to do is do like wooden sticks or spears or something like that, or like make like a static phalanx
Yeah,
fence.
fortifications.
Yeah, I mean you'll have maybe enough time to dig in, but you never know, dude, because it's war. You never know
Um,
what's gonna happen.
can we get some poison, maybe? Like chemical warfare, basically.
Oh, chemical warfare, interesting. Describe to me what you want to do.
Uh, mustard gas. Basically.
is there a
Describe
machine
it
gun
to
as well?
me in a fantasy world setting.
Um, we have people that made some bottles that can be thrown at the enemy and they release poisonous gas.
Well, didn't you guys have some components for sleep gas? Didn't you learn how to make sleep potions? I'm
Uh,
pretty sure Lapoy learned how to make sleep potions.
maybe, I'm not sure. Does it say on the sheet? It doesn't.
It would just be from the lore and the history of playing. I'm pretty sure that Lapoy knows how to make sleep
Okay.
because I think for the adventure that you guys did, one of the first adventures was to get bat wings or bat guano for
Oh,
sleep
yeah.
potions.
Yeah. I remember. Yes, I think yeah.
So all right, all right, that's a good idea. So here, let's do this. For let's say 2,500 gold pieces, we will get you 25 sleep potions. You can arm 25 of your troops with sleep potions.
Okay.
It'll be like you can throw it, when the potion breaks, the gas will go out, and it will be a magic.
Okay.
Um, so you guys want to do that?
It might give us some.
I'm just gonna throw out my suggestion. We can get 120 archers of any race, Elvins of course, since it's probably ideal. I would expect there to be horses, because the cavalry would be helpful, help spread out the troops. So maybe 50 horses, 120 archers, and then what's that leave? 30. I was thinking about maybe like orcs, and then they can help with the fortification. They're strong and enduring.
I think that I think that if it comes to the point where we're to our backs into the fortification and they're coming at all cylinders, to have a sort of like round counterclockwise and clockwise unit that basically just goes in circles, protecting the many sides of the wall, while having archers fire as a backup.
Okay, what about the
You know what I'm
potions?
talking about?
All
Potions,
right.
yeah.
Well, let me roll for you guys and give you guys some ideas of what you can get. And of course, my dice are over on the fucking table. Hold on.
I mean, We can.
Ideally, when like the positions of the archers would either be at the base of the army, like behind the like front troops, of course, because they're laying overhead fire of incoming enemies, and then also above. And then also adds in the factor of the cavalry if they are going to be archers on cavalry, and then we could either swap them out if they run out of ammunition as well. A good tactic would have whoever's on the cavalry have the potions because they can be quick wherever they need to flank and use those
Do we have
potions.
cannons?
What?
Do we have cannons
No.
or some sort of ballista weapon?
No gunpowder.
Not. What about ballistas?
Artillery.
Ballistas and catapults.
How strong were those ballistas? Or,
Well, we're going against
You know,
troops.
they're some of the strongest things.
hmm.
Do
Okay,
oh,
here's what's available. 75 archers are available. 25 small 25 small horses can be fit onto the ship. So that's the restrictions that you're looking at. You're not going to be able to take more than 25 horses, so you won't be able to take more than 25 cavalry. And the limited number of elven archers are available from the Dim Tree Forest or whatever that is up to the north of the Brecon Vale. What the hell's the name of that forest?
I was just looking at it.
Trick? I can't remember. So there's 75 archers. Now,
Afelheim? Is that it?
no, that's the big elven forest. This is the one that's right by the Brecon Vale. It's in the Brecon Vale channel. I'm just not looking at that right now because I'm looking at this War Machine thing. All right, so here's the question. Do you want the 25 horses?
Okay.
Does that take away from our 200 troops aboard? Or I
No.
mean, total possible 400. I mean,
Total possible
Yeah, I
for.
mean, it's going to fill up space.
okay.
It's not. No. It's you're still going to be able to get. You're still going to be able to get 200 total men on there. But only 25 horses will fit on there with it. And these are small horses, so you're not going to be able to put the orcs on them probably. But the elves will be able to ride them if you want.
Right.
So do you want the 25 horses?
Yeah. I'm in for it.
Okay, so 25 cavalry. Let me add that on.
So what is it? 400 minus 225 of capacity so far?
Hold on, guys. I'm getting called up for something. I'll be back in a moment.
Yeah,
So I
so you
still don't.
have 175 spots. Yeah, come back whenever you can, brother. Okay, so you have 175 spots left.
Okay.
There are
The 75 archers was available.
35 orcs available.
Oh, okay.
You
35.
want them?
Can we just keep going through the options or what's available? Or
I'm just rolling as I go here. Um, Now you can hire straight up mercenaries. They're human mercenaries. There's over 500 of them available, so you can,
fill up the rest? Or,
yeah, with that. About dwarves. 40 dwarves, dwarven, not supply corps, but kind of like support corps, CB type dwarves that will build. Maybe they can help build your fences or build, do the building while you're in recoup, grabbing and capturing Ostropolis. So there's 40 of those available. Combat engineers, I guess you might call them.
Mm-hmm.
You guys want any healers?
Oh yeah, we should definitely take those.
And clerics, 10 healers. You definitely want those 10 healers.
Yep.
And there's 75. Did I already tell you there's 75 elven archers available?
Yep.
So did you 20? You took 25 with the horses, right? Or did you not?
I did.
You want to take all 75?
Yeah, I wanted to include them. So we got
So you guys are at 310 right now. 200 militia, 25 cavalry, 70 archers, 10 healers. Did you take the 30 orcs, 35 orcs, or no?
I would like to get the 35 orcs. Deploy. Any suggestion? Input? We could take 30 orcs, take 30 of the engineer dwarves.
Boy, are you in on this, or are you eating? Boy!
Oh, yeah.
Actually, 30. Make it 30 orcs, and then maybe 20 dwarves. And that should
Okay,
leave it
30 orcs, 20 dwarfs. And the orcs are just straight infantry. Okay, so you got 40 slots left on the ship.
The rest could be human mercenaries unless someone wants to change that.
Go
They
ahead.
could change any of it, really.
And 25 sleep potions. Who are you going to give the sleep potions to?
Um, your choice.
I was thinking the cavalry.
Okay.
Okay, sleep potions are given to the cavalry. That's perfect because there's 25 of them and there's 25 sleep potions, so each one will have one. All right, net cost 2,500 plus 400 plus 2,500 is 5,400. Orcs are cheap. Okay, so you're looking at 8,400 gold pieces to put that army together.
Does that included the 40 spare, and that I would just suggest to be the human mercenaries?
That includes them. Right
Okay.
back. I got my food delivery coming in. So you guys figure out what you want to do. Be right back.
How does that all
Expensive.
sound to you, Latoy?
Fine. Perfect.
Yeah?
Perfect.
Because I'm thinking of using, having the dwarves and the orcs fortify basically around the mountain or the hill. Say, like, not necessarily trenches, but, like, what's it called? Like those.
Just remember, you're putting dwarves right next to elves.
Well, that's why I want the archers, the elves, to be at the base or even on higher ground because they're going to be shooting overhead. It's not like we're going to be charging in, and then the cavalry is just going to be supporting and flanking, spreading out the enemy, and then they'll have the potions whenever we get into a sticky situation.
Hmm.
Basically, they're like a relief area. Like that's pretty dominant. A sleep potion.
What? What's them?
Like if they use their sleep potions, like that whole area that they just used, their whole that whole like area of men of our enemies are basically wiped out because we'll just come in and slaughter them.
Yeah.
That's why it's be
I'm just
efficient.
hoping that the cavalry does not fall asleep.
Yeah, I mean it makes sense since they get a quick getaway as well.
And we need to be careful how the wind blows as well.
I didn't factor that in. But we're facing a force of presumably 800 and we got 400, so we got to make the best of it. Um, where did I read?
Hello?
Hello.
What's going on?
You guys still alive?
Yeah,
Yes.
you want to know our subtotal?
Yes.
8,400 gold.
800,000 people?
Gold,
No,
gold.
8,000.
I was gonna say, at that point, like, it's just like, just throw them at the people and eventually we'll probably win.
We are not Russia
And then I
or
don't know
China.
if it's a possibility, but we should definitely purchase equipment, like way better equipment.
My plan
Yeah,
is that if I'm
we
getting
could,
in a situation where I'm
we
being
can invest in
surrounded.
arcane, flintlock
Yeah, thank you
rifle.
for interrupting me completely.
That Chinese SKS, those
No, no, no,
available.
no. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. The arcane flintlock rifle is a special kind of rifle where what you do, similar to a regular flintlock where you use the gunpowder and you stuff it in, you instead use fairies. See, fairies have a very high explosive rate of magic arcane energy. So when you stuff it down there and then apply your ammunition, it fires a very explosive round of general magic at your enemy. Now there is a side effect to this, being that every time you fire it, a little bit of pixie dust gets in your face area, and excessive exposure to said dust will lead to a will lead to you going a bit crazy, per se. As some theorize it might be due to the properties of violently slamming living creature to death into the barrel of your flintlock rifle. But it's pretty effective.
Do you want to hear basically what the army is and the plan why it
What's
was
up?
formed? So our army consists of our 200 base soldiers from Breckenville. We have 10 healers, clerics, supposedly, and then we we got 20 dwarves used to be as engineers to fortify all around, and then 30 orcs. I was thinking maybe they could help because they got a strong hand. Plus they're orcs, so they're sturdy enough and they can help in the fight. We got 25 horses. That's all that was available, and then we put 25 archers, elven archers on them. We equip them with sleeping potions. In case we get into sticky situations, they could just wipe out a whole area and we can come in and just slaughter the enemy. Like if we get
Aren't sleeping
drastically flanked.
potions to arrows?
I mean, regardless if they're not, they're being used by the cavalry, so it's just like a quick hit and run tactic. And then we have another spare 50 elven archers that's included, so we have 75 total. What am I missing? And then we have
Actually,
40.
I wonder something.
I'm
So,
sorry?
say you can poison arrows by dipping them in poison, right? So, could we dip our arrows into the sleeping potion and fire them?
Amen.
Did you hear that?
What?
I said that when people poison arrows, they dip it into the poison, right? Could we do the same thing but with the sleeping potions,
Mm,
conserving our usage of them while also firing
it's
sleep?
gas form.
Huh?
It's gas form sleeping potion.
Oh, it's gas.
Yeah.
That's why it'd be a good tactic to just stagger the enemy, basically.
Master gas the enemy.
Yeah, and then have them for open kill. Um,
Yeah, we
and
can
then
use a little clacker noise thing, and then after the war's done, we can then sell them to children.
Maybe put a rail line down there and open a camp for all
We
the
should have
imprisonments.
we should have a trench warf. We should begin our trenches so we can proceed in trench warfare. You know.
Build a Maginot Line.
well, either what's what's those wooden landmines? Like not exactly landmines, but
Traps.
just the barricades. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. The dwarves and orcs can assemble as fortification.
Oh, we can maybe get some boiling oil on the top of the
Yep.
mountain and just drop it.
That's what I was thinking, like rolling logs or something, like
Yeah,
huge log.
that's what I was talking about the boulders. When I mentioned the boulders, if
Well,
we
actually, logs might be a bit more effective since they have a bigger range
mm,
of attack.
Hmm.
and set them on
The
fire,
boulders are kind of just like a one and done kind of deal.
set the logs on fire as well. I like fire.
I mean, like, are we on an incline?
We
Because
are
like
on the top
these
of the mountain.
logs won't be any good
Yeah.
if they're just like Actually, do you guys know? Have you? I have an idea. There's a thing that I saw once, but essentially what it is it's a it's like a choke point, but you drop a very heavy object down it. It's like on a pulley system, right? And when people try to come through, you essentially just drop it on them repeatedly through that choke.
Okay.
You know what I'm talking about?
Well, yeah, I mean, we could do that. That's why the fortifications that could be made from the wooden tracks can lead them to that choke point.
I don't think we can do
Or,
it.
well, I don't know how open this hill is, but we're at the
It's
top.
wide open. All right, I'm back.
It's wide open.
I hear something about poison. For another 500 gold pieces, you can get some poison for your arrows.
Ooh.
Some pretty good poison too.
Okay,
Like
there you
kill
go.
you poison or just nauseous poison?
Staggering.
Well, the sleep potions are gaseous, so they're just they break and then they gas out, and then they'll hit like 1 to 6 opponents and put them to sleep. The poison, you can dip the arrows in poison, and then for a long time, if the battle actually wages for a long time, it'll have a effect after 10 rounds. You know what I mean? So, like, if it's a close fight and somebody got hit 10 rounds earlier, you might win by attenuation.
It's very helpful.
So, you want to do that?
Yeah.
We can get you. We can get all the archers for 500 gold pieces. We get all the archers, all the poison you want.
Okay, so it's
Okay.
included?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you're at
archers-
8,900 gold pieces right now. Now, here's my question. You are at 400 total people now, so you need 10 officers. You need 10 officers, or your experience factor will be 0, and you don't want your experience factor to be 0. For these 10 officers, what level do you want them to be? It can be 4th, 3rd, or 2nd level.
Dude, well, I feel like we'd have a better chance if we had a bunch of 4th levels, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Simple math.
Mm-hmm.
And how much that it costs?
Like it's not like money isn't really an issue for us because we're loaded.
That's what I'm saying.
Like we have so much fucking money, it's not even a joke.
Can we summon the undead to help us?
Actually, I think fucking Mulgar can do that, right? He can summon the undead, or am I thinking of the druid? Or is
uh,
that
I can speak to the undead. I can
can you convince the undead to
repel the
rise up
undead.
from the grave?
No, Mogar doesn't do
So you
that.
can
I
do
don't know
the
about the
opposite
druid.
of summoning the dead undead.
Yeah, just for usefulness, not actual battle.
Question: Actually, outside of this game, necromancer, right? Could you make a necromancer who's more like a office worker or something, like he's just doing a job?
I mean, maybe if we submitted that prior to having the people in Brackenvale, like our individual rulerships.
I mean, like, I actually, what if necromancers work at a mortuary in like the real world? If they like hypothetical, like contemporary fantasy, how many necromancers do you think work at
One.
one?
Yeah, I mean, only takes one to do all that.
I guess.
I mean, there's not more than one person that works at a morgue, right? I mean,
Well,
Okay.
I think there
Okay,
is.
so your total experience factor is now the 10 4th level officers. Your total experience factor is 27. Not a bad number. Now we're going to do training factor. 1 point for every week spent in training, maximum of 20 per year. The militia is in training all year long, so that's 20. Add 1 for each week that any leader has spent with them. That's 0. Has it been adventuring? Add 1 for each month that the troops remain together and are off in their own homes or towns.
Does that include from each individual like faction of race that we've hired, or?
Yeah, I'm going to assume that all of those are well trained as well.
Okay.
So that's going to be a 20 and a 12, which is 32. Plus 1 per month on duty. They've all been on duty for 12 months. Because the militia works every day. So that's 20, 12, and 12. 2024 is 44. You guys are going to have a pretty good rating.
Yeah, but we're facing forces 2-1.
Yeah, that's going to be a problem. Okay, equipment factor. I already know this is going to be 15 because you guys, when we did the initial thing for Brecken Vale, you guys spent 2,500 gold pieces to make sure that all your equipment was superior. So 15 is your quality of weapons, which is excellent. Add 5 if the troops are armed with a second weapon, which I believe your troops are, correct?
You said
Yes.
spear and sword earlier, yeah.
Spear, sword, shield, yeah, so that's 20. Add 5 if the average armor class is more than 5. It's not. You guys are actually at armor class 5. So your equipment is 20. Wow, this is a fucking pain in the ass to do this. Okay, equipment now, special troops factor. Now this is where your poison and your sleep and Lepoi's magic is going to come into. Special troop factors. If the troops are elite elves or dwarves, this factor is 15. If some of the troops have 2 or more asterisk hit die special 1%, blah 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah.
What's up, Woodrow?
Hey Woodrow, we're building an army right now. We're building the army of the Brecken Vale right now.
We call ourselves the Breakfast Club.
Oh yeah, when we get done with this, we're gonna have to figure out a name. Me and Mulgar were going over some names earlier that were pretty cool, but you're definitely
I like
gonna have to have a name for your army.
Like, get it? Because, like, you get the pun, right?
Just no. Just no.
Hey guys.
Hey, Leuven.
Hey, we're building your army, Leuven. So far, we have 200 militia, 40 mercs, 25 elven cavalry, archers, 75 regular archers, 30 orcs, 10 healers, and 20 dwarfs. All of your officers are level 4, and Archral is currently the marshal, and the rest of you guys are battle battalion commanders. Unless you want to be a general as well, Leuven.
Go with the battle commander. General's too much pressure.
Yeah, you're going to have a lot of strategy and you can get people killed. Okay, so your final BFR is this number 53 plus 27 plus 47 plus 20. What is that number? Well, 53 plus 27 is 60, 70, 80. Plus 20 is 100. So your BFR is 147. So write this number down. Every single person write this number down. BFR 147. Let's see how you rank up against the other troops.
Wait, BFR 147?
Yep.
Yep. Now, moving to
Good.
bring you up to speed, you look in the maps sheets room. I tell you why we're building this army here. If you look in the maps and books and sheets room, you will see. Sorry, game maps room. You will see the last 3 posts that I put up. First post is where the armies are located around Thyatis. Green armies are our armies. The other armies are color coordinated Thyatis armies. Color coordinated dots apply to the second thing, which is the Duke's spy report. You can read the entire spy report, and I recommend that you do, because it'll give you an idea of what you're fighting against. If you just want it quick and dirty, look at the dots, the little boxes. You can see a blue dot, a purple dot, orange dot, and a red dot. It'll tell you about the 4 different Thyatis armies. Now, the Duke has in the war room with you guys, and you guys are kind of going over the thing. If you look at the third thing, this is the plan for you guys that the Duke has for you guys. He wants you to go. Astropolis has been ostracized from the city, and he's gone into hiding in the catacombs underneath the city. That's the intelligence report as of now. So, the Duke wants you to go back. He's got 4,000 troops on the south side. He's got 1,000 troops on the north side of Thyatis. He's going to use the 1,000 troops on the north side to do a fake attack, try to draw 2 of the armies to the north, 2 of the elite armies to the north, the Kendian cavalry and the Haitian army to the north, and then attack with 4,000 men from the south. That's the Duke's plan. He wants you to capture Astropolis and then get to the Tower of Avis, which, if you look on the first map, is the light tower directly to the west of the city of Thyatis, and directly to the north of where the 4,000 armies are on the other side of the river, or bay, whatever you want to call it. When you get to the Tower of Avis, he wants you to light the war fire at the top of the tower. That will be the signal for all of the armies to attack. They're going to hold their positions until that war fire is lit, okay? Once the war fire is lit, he's going to sail right into Thyatis, right into the main city, attack with 4,000 men, and basically try to decimate the city. He wants you guys to capture Astropolis, keep him, and then your battle will be holding the Tower of Avis, and whatever armies are going to try to get the war fire and put it out. So you need to hold the Tower of Avis at all costs with your army. And that is what we are in the process of doing right now, is building your army. And I told you the numbers, and the current cost, you're sitting at 8,900 gold pieces. And this is the breakdown of your army right now. You have 200 militia, which are men from the town of Brecken. You have 40 mercenaries. You have 25 elven cavalry archers from the Dimrak forest to the west, which is up by Leuven's little stronghold. 75 regular unmounted elven archers. 30 orc infantry, 10 healers or alkalites, and 20 dwarven combat engineers, so to speak, 20 engineers for digging ditches, building fences, stuff like that. And that's all that you have. That's all that you can fit onto the Falling Star at the moment. The Falling Star is packed.
Okay, and that's the total cost on that regiment or whatever is like 8,800.
8,900. All of your officers are 4th level. You have one officer for every 40 men. Marshall has volunteered himself to be the battle marshal or the field marshal. He will be doing all of the roles for the armies. And then each one of you will be battalion commanders that are right above the 4th level officers. You'll be doing the roles for your specific battalions.
Oh boy.
This is fun, guys. Mass combat, I love it. But the battle isn't going to be for 2 weeks. But we're probably going to build the army now. So, what is your BFR?
147.
Perfect. Remembered. All right. From your BFR, now we are going to calculate your battle rating. This is the most important number. Your battle rating, here's how we do it. Divide the BFR by 10, rounding up, which is 14.7, which is 15. Now, I'm going to let you guys do this math. Every time one of these statements is true, you are going to add 15.
Here, I'm right here. Woo!
Your bonus is 15. Yep. So every time one of these is true. Ready?
Yeah.
20% or more of your force is mounted. That is not true. So you're still at 0. 50% or more of your force is mounted. That is not true. You're still at 0. 20% or more of your force can use missile fire. That is true. So 15. Correct? Everybody with me so far?
Yep.
20% or more of your force has missile fire with a range of 100 feet or more. That is true. You are now at 30. 1% or more of your force is equipped with magical abilities. That is true. We are counting the poison and the sleep potions as magical abilities. So that is 20.
45.
I'm trying to figure out. 20% or more of your force is equipped with magical abilities. Is that true? That is, in fact, true as well because you have 100 archers and 25 sleep potions, which is 125. 125 is more than 20%. 20% is 100. So add another 15. 100% of your force is equipped with magical abilities. That is not true. Spells. 5% or more of your force can cast spells. That is not true. I think only Lepoy. I think only the officers can do it. 30%, not true. 1% or more of your force can fly.
I can.
Oh, I think only Lepoy can.
And I can make other
But
people play.
here's the thing. Lepoy can cast. All you have to do is get to 1%. So 1% of 400 is 4 people.
I can make 4 people fly.
So add another 15. 20% or more of your force can fly. That would be
Not true.
Yeah, so that's still. Oh. Okay, what's our number up? What are we up to so far?
75.
75.
Sweet. Okay, the force has an average movement rate of 25 per turn or more. That is true. It is 30. The force has an average movement rate of 100 per turn or more. That is not true. Okay. That's it. What's your battle rating?
90.
90.
Darn.
It's not bad. So that's the number you want to remember. Your BFR is 147. Your battle rating is 90.
And there's no way we could spend extra money to get more troops and what have you?
Won't fit on the ship. And all of the other ships are being used for the Duke. But you have 400 men, battle rating in 90. What are you up against?
An entire city. Oh, not an entire city, entire country.
Look at the spy report. Go to the game maps room. Look at the spy report. Look at the middle one. You have the Imperial cohort. Their BR is 112. Your BR is 90. Command cohort, troop class excellent. Their BR is 121. Yours is 90. Yeah, you guys might have a hard time. Haitian cohort, these are the elite ones. Their BR is 150. Yours is 90. And of course, the Kandarian cavalry, their BR is 189 and yours is 90. I don't think you want to run up against them at all.
No.
So, how mass combat works is, I'm going to give you guys this up front. How mass combat works is, you're going to take your BR, which is 90. Each one of the battalion commanders is going to roll a percentile dice. Oh, we're gonna actually we have to do a bunch of adjustments. We'll do adjustments to your BR based on the troop ratio, based on your morale, based on the environment, which is you're gonna have high ground, stuff like that, based on the terrain. What other modifications? Fatigue, immunity, defending, stuff like that, right?
Okay.
So your BR, like with high ground, you might get plus 25, something like that.
Hello, sorry I'm late. I slept in.
Okay, your BR might be higher, right? Now, what you're going to do is take your BR and you're going to roll a percentile dice.
Me?
No. I'm describing mass combat. We're building an army here.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So we're actually going to roll a. It's going to be a. What would be 1,000 dice? It's a 3-digit number. You're going to roll 3 10-sided.
Oh.
And then I'm going to roll 3 10-sided. We're going to take the difference between the two. No, it's a percentile dice. I take that back. So you're going to roll 1 to 100. You're going to add that number to your BR. I'm going to roll a percentile dice, and I'm going to add that number to the enemy's BR. So let's say you're fighting the cohort, Imperial cohort. You roll a 50, you're going to add that to the 90, get 140. I'm going to roll a 30 and add that to the 121 on the Imperial cohort. And then I'm going to take the difference, and that's going to tell you who won or lost the battle, how many casualties there were, whether one of the teams had to withdraw, whether there's any fatigue involved, whether it was a rout, percentage of forces killed, all that stuff. How many of your officers died, all of that stuff is going to be based on one roll. So all of the battalion commanders are going to do that first. And then at the end, Bartrell is going to roll for the entire army. So that's just kind of give you a heads up how mass combat works, because I don't think any of you guys were around the last time we did it. And the last time we did mass combat was in the Battle for the Borderlands, which everybody, I think, was level 2 or 3 way back then. I don't think anybody that played back then is still playing, so that's how it's going to work. We're not probably going to do any of this until next week, but I wanted to get the army ready. So, our army is ready, guys. Now we can go on with the adventure to this point. You guys happy with your army? You want to change it?
Man, I don't know anything about armies, but let's go. Let's do this.
Okay, who jumped in? Who was late and jumped in, and then did they come back out?
Yeah, that was Stoneham.
I came on a little late, but I don't know what we're doing the adventure. What we're doing yet on that.
Is there any way we could like equip javelins? Is that a factor of anything?
Spears are better. I think you're already better.
Oh, okay. Alright.
Alright, our barbarian's back. Okay, so everybody look in the maps, the game maps room. Stonehand, put yourself on push to talk, please.
I'm not on push to talk. It's just I had music going and I was liking it.
Okay. You guys understand everything that's in the games maps room? Understand the where the armies are set up. You understand the color coordination, what armies you're going to be fighting. You guys may get to pick that later. And then Duke's plan is the one that's kind of written on the parchment paper. You guys all with me?
And
Capture Ostropolis in the catacombs. Light the war fire at the top of the lighthouse. Hold the Tower of Avis at all costs. And return Ostropolis for trial to the Brecon Vale.
I think I'm echoing.
That is in a nutshell this entire module. So, if you guys are ready, you have your army ready, you can head back to Z.T.I.A.I at this point, and Mulgar knows the way into catacombs through the basement of the Colosseum, because he went there before when he let you guys escape. And we can go right to that if you guys are ready.
I know the way.
Everybody got their character sheets?
Yeah.
Let's do this. Chris Kyle Regiment.
Oh, we got to pick a name for the army. That's the last thing we got to do. We got to pick a name for the army. Hold on. I
The
had a
army.
whole thing.
The
I had a
Lost
whole
army.
thing
Souls.
set up. Hold on. Hold on. How about I'm going to name some stuff off and you guys vote on what you want. The blood bandits of the Brecon Vale. Nays
No.
or nays?
Nay.
Nay.
The blessed battalion of the Brecon Vale.
No.
No.
No, the alliteration doesn't work.
The prime platoon of the Brecon Vale.
Slightly better, but still no.
The blood battalion of the Brecon Vale.
Nay.
Nay.
The great guard of the Brecon Vale.
Yay.
You like that? The great guard.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm in favor for Great Guard also. I'll 2 for that.
It's kind of generic.
The Devil's Halflings of the Brecon Vale.
Yeah, just because you're a halfling.
The army of the Brecon Vale.
We got 21 halflings.
The new Power Paladins. There's only one Power Paladin.
I like
I
the
say
velvet.
the army of the Brecon Vale.
I like the velvet veil of the Brecon Vale. Nobody likes that one.
What about
No.
the Velvet? What
Just
about
no.
the Velvet Crew?
I say we just call it the army of the
What
Brecon Vale.
about the last regiment?
Well, we're not the
The
last
only
regiment.
one.
There's an entire army behind us. Like,
How,
even if we get through us, there's probably an army that will fight. We're not like the last people.
If we die, there's no one protecting our place.
What about the Blood Brigade?
Brecon Vale
Too edgy.
Protectors.
The Lost Souls.
the Blood
Lost
Velvet
Boys.
of Brecon Vale.
Blood Velvet, the Brecon Vale.
How about we just smush all these names together?
The Breakfast Club, Badass Motherfuckers, Velvet Room Club.
Yes! Yes! Yes!
What about the Red Regiment or the Ruby Regiment?
Amethyst Regiment.
The United Brecon.
Rust.
Velvet
Amethyst
Vanquishers.
Why are we doing Velvet? I don't think, like, Velvet's actually in...
Amethyst Regiment.
Because you guys are soft
missed
and
it.
weak like velvet.
Cotton.
Amethyst Regiment.
The Cotton Regiment.
The Scouting Corps.
The Scouting Corps. We don't know why we're here.
The UN of Brecon Vale.
Yeah, I agree.
The Legion of Nations.
The Legion of Nations.
The United Things of Brecon Vale.
United Velvet.
Heroes never die.
For a price.
I still say we call it the Amethyst Regiment.
Should we just go full
That's
Nazi?
an
How about the Broken Brigade? Broken Brigade?
How about we just call it the Unnamed Brigade?
Okay, how about this? Okay, it seems like they kick in the door. It's like, okay, we're gonna put a pin note in this, so until otherwise, it's gonna be bracket, insert name here, bracket, we'll come back to it later, asterisk.
Come on, come up with a name. You guys got to vote.
The Unnamed Brigade.
I like the Breakfast Club. I don't get why you guys don't agree with me here.
Because that's
I say
gay.
Amethyst.
I've never liked the Breakfast Club.
The Amethyst Breakfast Club the Brigade.
The
Fight
Velvet
Club.
Badass Monkeys.
I'm going to kill you
Niners.
all.
The Sixers.
Please don't.
Come on.
I still have
Think
the
of a
front
freaking
with
name.
me.
Good name.
LeBron James.
I'll go
I'm
with
going
that
to
if nobody
freaking
else is
kill
going
you
with it.
people.
Redskins.
Anime Club 96.
It's not going to be anime
Why don't we
anything.
just call it the First Army?
Kotaku Velvet.
The First Army, that works. You guys
Kawaii
like that?
Sugoi Team plus yeah.
Yeah, okay, First Army of the Vale.
Okay, that's 2
Oh, okay.
votes.
That sounds
Yeah,
First
nice.
Army
okay.
of the Vale.
The first
First
army.
Army of the Vale. That sounds nice.
First, we got a consensus. I'll be damned.
The first
4
army
people
of the Veil.
voted.
Yay!
Okay, that is the
The
name
first
of your
army of the
army.
Veil.
Okay, now we can begin finally.
How do you spell it? Like
It's almost 7 o'clock. We gotta get on with the game now.
How would you spell it?
All this other crap is all over. All right, so we're gonna go through this like rocket fast. Hop on the ship, head back to Z.T.I.A.I. Everybody knows the way. Sailing. Any adventures along the way? Let me roll. No. No wandering monsters. You're back. The armies are set. Oh, by the way, Emeraldi was in there with the Duke. So you guys all know Emeraldi was in on the entire war thing. The Duke. She's somehow working with them. Just so you know. Now, here's a very important thing. During the night, Mulgar, do you have the thing where you have the history? You have that feat where you have the history, right?
I do knowledge of ages.
Knowledge of ages. So, about a day before you guys get in there, you're just mulling around on the ship after dinner or whatever, and you touch an object, and this is a dream that comes to you. I'm going to put up a picture for you guys to see.
It's my picture.
Where's the picture?
It's uploaded.
This is what you see in your mind's eye, Mulgar. This is what I'm going to describe to you. I'm going to read this to you. Everybody pay attention because it may give you some insight on what happened in the last adventure.
Bum, bum, bum.
It always sucks when I have to read these big long things.
Get a text to speech.
First, I have to find it because it's a 100-page module here.
Are you going to have to read 100 pages?
It's just 1 page. It's kind of long.
Phew. At least it's not 1 millennium minus 1 pronounced in proper English.
Okay, here you go. This is what you see in your mind's eye, and this is the story that comes into your mind, Mulgar, and you can transfer this the rest of them. But this is the history of what you see with some of the treasure that you just kind of were at it in your fingers. You're just playing with it, and then this comes into your dream. A sharp knock on the door roused the imperial senator from his slumber. He rose from his bed and walked to the door while calling out, "Friedrich, is that you? What in Vanya's name inspires you to disturb me at this hour?" When he opened the door, it was not the steward, Frederick Lehman, whose greeting was to fall face forward upon him. It was, in fact, a bloody corpse. The corpse of his courier, spy, and parasite, Mustafa the Rat. Torn and mutilated, almost beyond recognition. When I asked to meet a man personally, I do not appreciate a worthless lackey in his stead. Polonates trembled and looked up to see a human figure. Polonates Ostropoulos, I presume? The stranger held out his hand. Who are you? How did you get here? I'm sorry, Senator, but your guards do not present much of an obstacle. My name is Wastor. From your late servant, I gathered that you did indeed receive my missive. Yes, acknowledged the senator, standing up. I am not in the habit of simply attending meetings proposed by complete strangers under suspicious circumstances. Wastor smiles. I was not surprised. Indeed, I was pleased to have a response at all. He waved at Mustafa's corpse. Pitiful though it was, it gave me the opportunity to come here directly and demonstrate the seriousness of my intentions. And what are those? Pastor smiled. Ah, Senator, I can see already we will work well together. There is unrest here in Thyatis. It is not easy to see. Your Senate and Emperor do not realize it. Even you most probably do not realize it, though you abide near the heart of it. Fearsome signs show that there is a storm brewing, a wave of strife welling up from the depths of the city. Senator, I am here to offer you a way to profit from these turbulent times ahead. I know of your greed, your lack of scruples. What I can offer you goes beyond the petty wealth you've you've seen. Even the imperial throne will look pale. Alnates casts a glance down at the body, soiling the floor tiles with blood. Scornfully, he pushed it aside with his foot. He looked back at Westor and smiled. Well, my new friend, he gestured broadly. Won't you step in? I think I should like to hear your proposal in more detail. Yes, said Westor, we will work well together. You will serve me well, Senator. Dun, dun, dun.
The
Like
plot
that.
thickens.
So what does that tell you about the last what information does that give you from the last module that we did?
Hmm. That we can't trust anyone, and we have to kill anybody suspicious, which is everybody.
Much. Well, the key
Even
thing is
B.
there is that the Mustafa the rat was betrayed. But anyways, so that's kind of what you see, Ogar, and you can impart that information to the rest of them. Now, I want you to look at the picture. What do you see in Senator Osterpolis' hand?
The lamp.
Genie lamp.
Ha 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 ha! And giving a brief search of the ship, notice that the cursed lamp is no longer on the ship. So, Bartrell, your beloved lamp has left you for another owner.
God damn it! I'll fucking kill them!
The lamp has betrayed you.
No! It's not true! That's impossible!
That also seems to have grown a moustache.
God, you are such a good role player. Right.
Wait,
So, ship pulls in under the cover of darkness the next day, drops off the troops at the tower. There's actually not very much of a battle there at all. You can immediately start having your engineers dig in and do whatever you want to do. And then 5 or 6 of you are now following Mulgar into the catacombs to try to find Astropolis. I'm just gonna like bolt through all this stuff because you've all done this before. Mulgar knows the way through the under basement, knows how to get there. He went there before, so there's no problem going through there or anything like that. Now you have one more map to look at. I'm going to post that up for you. A lot of maps. This is the catacombs map. This is also provided to you by some of the spy and the spy reports. You guys are currently at the area where it says to the Coliseum basement. You see right there. Everywhere where you see a gray dot, the yellow dot in between it, in the middle of it, that is something that is called a. Let me look.
Thing.
It's basically a light thing that comes down from above, but
Oh,
they
yeah.
have a special name for it in Greek since this is a Greek module.
Lamp.
No, you wish.
It's the cursed lamp.
So anybody who's not here,
Wait, lamp?
anybody who's not here tonight is inside the lamp. So who's not currently here right now?
Oh.
Johnny?
Even Silverleaf?
Silverleaf's captain of the ship, so she's here.
Gotcha.
So Johnny is not here, so he's in the lamp.
No, not Johnny.
Who else? That it? Barbarian's here.
We got a big turnout.
Glendar's in the lamp, right? Glendar's in the lamp.
Oh, Glendar's in the lamp, yep. Glendar, Johnny in the lamp. Stonehand's here. Everybody else is here, yeah. So just Johnny and Glenda are in the lamp right now. So that's good. That's good. All right, so I was looking up what the name of that thing was. Lucernarias or luminarias. Hollow shafts that go up to the surface, originally constructed to ease the removal of rocks excavated during the tunnels. They are now light shafts. So that's what those are.
I don't know why, but there are a bunch of helicopters going over right now. My house. In real life.
Sounds like they're gonna go and SWAT your house and destroy it, man.
Air raids,
Now we got
buddy.
the armed defender squad here.
Now, this
They're
is
slightly
what you.
worse than SWAT.
Yeah, those guys are bad.
Yeah.
This is what you know about the spies from the spy report. Master Polis is hiding somewhere at the end of a dead end tunnel. He is either hiding or buried himself into a coffin area or literally within a coffin, and he's waiting for a special signal or a knock to let him out. He has food in there with him and water, and he's basically just he's doing like what the dude from Iraq did. He's in a spider hole.
Saddam.
As Saddam Hussein, he's hiding. Up above, in the city of Z.T.I.A.I, there's riots going on. All of the animals from inside the Coliseum have been let loose. All the exotic animals, lions, bears, they're all running around in the city. So it's just a madhouse up there.
Are
So
any of them down in the catacombs?
you don't know.
Okay.
So where do you guys want to go first to try to find him? The way you have about 24 hours to get this done. Otherwise, the Duke's forces will surely be uncovered, and the plan will go for naught.
I'm here. Could I just get a quick rundown on what we're doing? I kind of heard the thing about the spider hole. That's all I really know.
You home or you still at work?
I'm at work, but I got some free time. Everything's fixed, and I'm just kind of just waiting right now.
Basically, if you look in the maps room, if you look at the very last page, Duke has a plan. Sent you guys back to Z.T.I.A.I to capture Astropolis. You guys are in the catacombs underneath Z.T.I.A.I right now, on your way to try to find him at the end of one of these dead ends. The green dots are where the spies think that Astropolis might be.
Coliseum basement. What are the yellow?
Those
Yellow
ones.
is those are light wells that come down from above, give you light so that you can see. Not the entire catacombs is lit by torches, but a lot of it is from above.
So like ceiling lights.
Right,
Like it's a bit of glass or something. Or is it just a hole?
just a hole.
Okay.
Maybe a grate at the top, maybe a grate at the bottom. Okay, so you're at the Coliseum basement where it says that. Where would you like to go? Catacombs is straight ahead of you. Uh, as it gets darker as you go into the catacombs, there's a passageway that goes off to your left. You can see, or you can continue straight. But I will let you guys decide how you want to go through the catacomb.
Looking at the map, there's more locations that the senator could be.
If I was gonna
We
stick
head south.
HVT, I'd stick
Go
on like
straight.
the door.
Say that again.
Said if I was gonna be doing a fucking HVT, I'd stick on like in the furthest place of the door possible. Because if they're trying to find them, they're gonna be going around the map trying to work their way back. How about we just go one of the ones in the back and search your way forward?
I agree.
Farthest one out.
Up to you guys. Let me know. All good ideas.
Do we see any footprints?
Oh, tons of footprints all over in the catacombs. It's a sandy clay like floor.
Any
The
animal
walls are
footprints?
made of stone, but floor is very sandy and clay.
Any
And
animal footprints?
oh yeah, all kinds of paw prints, claw prints, footprints, every kind of prints that you can imagine.
Dragon footprints?
Well, no, not dragons.
Okay.
Pregnant dinosaur footprints.
Oh yeah,
I
ground pads.
I vote we go south.
So we have to go straight first.
Right, but once we find that hallway to the south, we might as well knock out all the other rooms, and just so we don't have to backtrack if we do find them.
Everybody in agreement?
Yep.
I'm okay with that.
Okay, you guys walk in. You head to the first passageway to the south. You go about 20 feet, and there's some stairs going down into a large chamber. In that chamber, you see
A thing.
What a marvelous
an octagonal chamber. In this chamber, a faint air current sometimes blows from east to north. That is all. It is an octagonal chamber.
Is the air current
In
warmer
the
or
chamber, I mean, you guys
cooler?
can see the map. So there's a passageway that goes out the
Is
bottom
the
of that room, and there's a passageway that goes out of the side of that room.
is the air current warmer or cooler than the normal air temperature?
The breeze is cooler,
Okay.
almost chilling.
Woodrow's is gonna start like knocking on coffins or like kicking them, see if anything like actually solid moves.
Yeah, anytime you see one of those rectangles, it's basically like dug into the earth like a mausoleum. You know, so you can kick open the thing, and inside you'll see bodies, and most of the bodies that are fresh will have like one copper that they put on their tongue. It's kind of like a tradition or whatever when people die in this culture, give them one copper piece under their tongue to pay the guy that takes them to the afterworld or whatever. But other than that, they're buried generally naked and mummified, wrapped in towel and stuffed in these things. No coffin or anything, just in a dirt hole. So you go around and you bust the doors off of some of them, and that's basically what you see: the mummies that are stuffed in these holes. Every single one of these one of these rectangles is that's along the side of the passageways is one of those burial chambers.
Okay.
Looks like
So
this.
Woodrow just
Right.
finds mummies.
Do we know if this
Like I
guy was
said,
like?
there's no money.
Okay.
Maybe one copper piece uh, under their tongue if it's still there. Not really
So
worth the effort.
Well, I don't know about you guys. I want to continue south. Then.
Let's do that and probably break off to the west so we can get those that group that's that way.
Yeah, I agree.
You head to the south, go off to the west. You go about 30 feet, and there's a passageway that goes north, one that continues at kind of a southwest, and it looks like there's stairs that go down.
Let's try the
we know
nearest one.
he's at a dead end, so we might as well check them all.
Yep.
Yeah.
So north or southwest? Which way?
Let's try north first.
North. Okay. You go about 20 feet, and you come into another chamber, and this is what you
Wouldn't that
see.
be 10 feet? Since the square's 5 feet?
Yep.
The entrance to this chamber is sealed and can only be entered if the seal is removed. The chamber and the adjoining one to the north are a type of grade called a polyandry, which is another Greek word. As one might guess, they indicate stormy times in Z.T.I.A.I history.
Let's just think about this logically. Would he seal himself in?
Yeah, the older one, farther to the north, is from a year of terrible plague, while the southern polyandrous is from a more recent war with Alphia, which led to the ascension of the current emperor. During the war, when the Alphesians assaulted Iatus
More
city,
helicopters,
many of the
seriously?
what?
I've got more helicopters going over my house right now.
Okay.
Wow, you really are gonna get right.
Yeah.
During the war with the Alphesians assaulted Iatus city, many of the gladiators and partisans used the catacombs as hiding places, as gathering places for planning their attacks against the Alphasian invaders. So this one is sealed. Maybe sealed because the dead in here died from the plague, or maybe it's sealed because they died during the war with Alphasia, which is basically the Pearl Islands.
How
This is
old
at
is the seal?
you can't tell.
Okay.
Do you
Does
want
it
to
look like it's
unseal
been
it?
tampered with?
It has not been tampered with.
Is
That
there
means
a
he's
bunch of footprints near it?
Say that again?
Is there a bunch of fresh footprints?
But yeah, because you guys are standing around it.
So like nothing.
You see like 2 elf footprints, a couple dwarf footprints, some human footprints, and they all look like your footprints.
Welp.
We are
But
dead.
there's no animal prints. There's no like dragging marks or anything like that.
Well, let's go ahead and break the seal just to see what's in there.
Okay, pop it open. You push the stone, kind of rolls into its own little pocket. The side leaves about a 3-foot opening where you can walk through. There's some dust and decay that kind of comes out. A bunch of cobwebs in there. It is lit. There is a sun coming down from above.
There's a hole in the
Do you
ceiling.
want to walk in there and look and see what's in there?
Let's
Yeah.
do that.
You go into the center of this polyamor cubicle, whatever it is, and you see the skeletal remains of over 150 humans.
Oh boy.
Whereabouts in the maps are we? Are we up for that number 3?
We're at, where we first started. We're at the closest green dot, just right below.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, where it says the Coliseum basement, just go like basically
Just
southeast.
below. Okay. Okay.
Like not directly below it, but just to the right and then down.
I know where we are now. Okay. I'm just trying to keep track where we are.
So both of those rooms, the first room, there's over 150 human skeletons in there. The second room where the green dot is, same thing. And you do not find Ostropolis hiding in there.
Okay.
A dead end.
Next room.
Onward.
Onward
Hey.
and
Going
westward.
down the stairs, you're going back, and then down the stairs, the other dead end over there.
Yes.
That's right underneath the Coliseum basement words.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
you go up there, and you find
Skeletons.
out. You go to that dead end, and you don't see anything. There doesn't appear to be anything there.
Okay.
Backtrack back to the stairs. You can go up the stairs, or you can go down another set of stairs. It looks like it goes into a room at the bottom.
Down the stairs.
Okay. Down those stairs into that room, and this is what you see.
More helicopters. Jeez. Wow.
Water from a nearby spring seeps slowly into this room. The slow, steady drip has accumulated into a stagnant pool about 2 feet deep that covers the floor of the room. And the short passage to the southeast all of the coffin areas here are broken open. Corpses and parts thereof that are not completely devoured by rats or have been eaten are strewn about the floor under the water. Ugh.
Yeah.
Oh, this is kind of cool. Um, Right about then, you start to see some of these body parts are moving. Arms and legs,
Nope.
heads.
Nope.
You're not into the water yet. Like you said, the water's about 2 feet deep. It's really nasty water, but hand segments with detached arms.
Is this like twitching moving or like full out moving as in intelligently?
They're moving. Dismembered arms and legs writhing
Oh.
in the water, under the water.
Can we peer around the corner to see into the room?
Yeah. Roll a 6-sided. Four. Anybody else want to look? Oh, Leuven, you're looking? Oh, okay. So then notice even more of them. Jiro, you don't really notice it, but you notice that like all of the water, like all the way across the room, the other entrance is completely covered with these moving arms and legs.
I'm just noping.
They're not coming out of the water to attack you, but
I'm gonna
So what
try
do you
and
guys-
look.
Woodrow's gonna like stab his staff and kind of like splash it around in the water, see what they do. If they come near it.
oh yeah, like two of them immediately like grab onto your staff,
It's gonna lift
and
it up
like you
shake
pull
it.
your staff out, and it's like one of them is like a hand, the other one is like a hand with a forearm.
Woodrow says,
They're just
nope.
like holding on.
I'm noping
Tries
out
to
of there.
shake
Just
'em off.
nope.
Well, we have to get through them to check that spot.
Do you
I
really
don't
think
think
they
they'd
went
stick
through
with
It
that,
here?
says
man.
from underwater.
Moving hands. If he's that important, I don't think they'll risk his life just to hang out down here.
Yeah.
No, but if they stash them beyond that pool, this would help deter anybody from going in there.
Okay, but we can check
He
other
makes
places.
a good point.
We can check other places
Can
before
I
we
peer
come
around
here.
the corner? See if I see anything?
Yeah, you see exactly what they see. You see the druid Woodrow sticks his staff into the water, and when he pulls the staff out, there's like zombie arms clawing and holding onto the staff. He has to shake them off.
How decayed are these arms?
They're decayed. They're like mummy arms, zombie arms.
Oh.
Am I allowed to?
Does anybody know of anything that could do that?
Have you ever seen Evil Dead?
No.
That's exactly what it's like.
Ash versus the Evil Dead.
I had
Yep.
a nightmare in real life about that sort of thing once. Yeah.
Am
All
I
right, what do
able
you guys want to do?
Can I rebuke undead to repel?
Oh, there we go.
Banish.
The
Make
cleric
banish.
steps forward.
I got nothing.
What is your zombie? Is it automatic turn?
It is.
Okay, you step forward. You do your turn undead. Roll shit, dude. Roll
1d4.
3. No. Roll 3 die 20 sided.
Ooh.
So this is basically what happens. Bogar steps up, goes about ankle deep into the water, pulls out his holy symbol, casts turn undead. Now I need you to roll 29 4-sided die.
Woodrow's gonna ask the group, has he always been able to do that?
Yeah.
Nobody else finds that weird?
Eh.
I do a bit.
29 four-sided die.
Oh, okay. I was just making sure you said that.
Okay, so basically, all of the water in the room begins. You see flaming fire under the water, angel fire, as these limbs and arms and legs and heads just begin to catch on fire even under the water. And it lasts for about 30 seconds. And then there's nothing. There's no movement at all. There's steam rising up out of the room. And that's that.
Wow.
Bing, bam, boom.
Nothing.
Can I just like poke the water and see if anything attacks?
Nothing.
Yay.
Well,
You
I
just
guess
smell.
we're
You
back
smell
on too.
a smell of like burning flesh. That's about it. Nice
Woodrow's
job,
gonna
man.
Let's advance.
Woodrow's gonna hold his staff out and just kind of just wade into the water.
Yeah, nothing attacks you. Don't feel
All right.
anything grabbing your legs or anything like that. Whatever it was, everything's dead, dissolved into dust.
Is that you or is that something else?
To me,
Wait, what?
Bartrell.
Hmm. Sorry, what?
Was that you or is that something else?
What was else? Sorry, what? I'm still pretty hung up about my lamp.
I seen flaming arms and legs, flaming arms and heads underneath the water.
That was
That
me.
me?
I repelled them away.
yeah,
Woodrow's just
Mogard
gonna,
destroyed them.
I completely incinerated them.
if we were
Mhm.
outside, I could use some new. I could use my new spells, but grumble, grumble.
All right, so what are you guys gonna do?
You get your
Let's
chance.
I
carry on
volunteer to go first.
to the next room.
Okay, the next room. Oh, it's just a dead end. Are you gonna go down the dead end and check the green dot?
That's what I'm doing.
Yes.
Yes.
There is nothing there.
What?
Nothing.
On to the next one.
In the corner of the room, there's some stairs going up the next room, and in that room, you see
A thing.
oh. In the center of this room, you see a stone slab on top of a large coffin. Oh, nice. That's it.
Let's open.
There is a light beam in there. Okay. In order to open to move the stone slab on top of the coffin, you will need a combined strength of 30. I think you guys can probably manage that, can't you?
Does it look like it's like one of those ones that's like gets like pushed on top and sinks down into it?
Yeah. That's kind of exactly what it looks like.
Let's
So
crank that open.
If they stuck his ass in there, he'd be dead for sure.
So who's gonna shit?
I got.
The halfling
I got
can't do it
strength
himself.
18.
Oh,
I kick
help.
it.
So we got 18. Who else is helping?
Hold on, let me see.
Move in. What's your strength?
I think it's like 13 or so.
Oh, okay. So between Leuven
I want to help
and
us.
Stonehand, you guys can move it open.
I'll keep my staff ready in case anything jumps out.
Inside, you see a mummified corpse, naked, wrapped in loincloth. That's all you see. Everybody roll. Leuven, I need you to roll 6-sided.
Nice.
Okay. You see a glint of something that looks like it might be a hidden compartment.
I will. I'll check it, see if I can see if it's trapped or anything. But I will check for that.
Okay, roll for find remove traps. What's your percentage? I don't even remember.
Let me look that up. Now it's 30. Well, we're trying to open it regardless.
Okay. You don't find any traps. You try to open it. Okay. Something happens. You hear a little clink. You're not sure what it is, but inside you find a hidden compartment. No, it doesn't seem that any bad effects have gone. You just hear a little clink. Inside the hidden compartment, you find
Stuff.
1,400 gold pieces.
Wow.
How the hell they stash all that in a coffin?
There's nothing in here, guys. Sorry.
I did that.
Must have been royalty.
There's nothing in here.
No, let's see how many people we got. 6. Give everybody like 200 gold.
Whoa.
Thanks
All
to
right,
half the others.
So everybody add 200 gold to your character sheet, please, for later on.
Sir.
Wait. How do I do that?
Take out a
Just write it
pencil
down.
and write it down.
Yeah, just keep
I'll just
notes
make
of it
a
and
new
send it to them at the end.
text document.
You're gonna direct message me at the end of the night with all the changes on your character sheet, and then I put them in for next week. But you have to write it down on a piece of paper.
Okay. I'm just putting it in a notepad. I got a .txt file. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's usually what I do. Just put it in notes. Something.
That's fine.
Cool.
I don't care how you do it. Make sure that you do it and give it to me at the end of the night, so I
Okay,
can
cool.
update your sheet for next week. Otherwise, you will lose out. All right, what do you guys do next? That is all that is in that room.
Let's head to the next green dot toward the east.
Okay, you go down to the south, head over to the east, go back up to the north, you hit the other green dot. And is Osterpolis hiding there? Let's see. Is not.
Well, we tried.
There's nothing there.
Where's Waldo?
I'm gonna check the dead end straight to the direct south.
Okay. Druid branches off for a second. And you don't find anything down there either.
Never know.
Where to next?
I say the dot in the north.
I say we go to the one on the east, and then we can head to the north, and then grab that other green dot.
Well, that is a really far way.
I mean,
Which way you guys
north
want
is
to go?
pretty.
Well, it probably actually is in that place, so let's go there.
You mean east?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna have to go
Okay.
all
All
the way
right.
that way.
We'll
It's a
figure
really
that.
long way, so it's probably there.
Let's check all the dead ends.
That's all that's left. All the corners.
Right.
Doors and corners, people. Doors and corners.
You head you head over to the west and then back to the north. There are some stairs on your right. Do you want to go that way, or do you want to go back up to the octagonal room? I'm just saying. I'm trying to figure out which way you guys are going to go east.
Octagonal room.
So you're going to go back up to the octagonal room. Now you can go straight east out of there. You can go back up the stairs, which was where you originally came from.
I had east from there.
Okay,
Head
head
east.
east from there. You
I'd say-
get to the you get to the you get to that intersection, the four-way intersection. The south, there's some stairs going up, and to the east. Oh well, you can't really see those because there's dark. But at that intersection, this is what you see. Oh, you don't see anything. You hear some scraping, muffled shouts. Yeah, you hear muffled shouts
From
What way
where?
from?
to the north.
Um,
Like, "Moo!" Scrape, scrape, scrape.
Pull out my daggers. Let's go take a look.
It's probably a bear or something.
Go up to the north. It's only about 10 feet away as you go up to the north. It's that little alcove up there.
Oh.
Yeah. There's a sealed coffin area, like a mausoleum area. And it sounds like there's a bunch of scraping on the other side of it and muffled shouts. Sounds like something's inside of it.
We should open it up.
Okay,
There's some
I'll open it
thumping,
up.
some
Everyone
pounding.
else, get ready to stab it. So keep an eye out. I'll start opening it up.
We should
Okay.
knock to make sure that they know.
Okay. You peel it open, and this is what you see. I'm going to put it up in the map room, a nice picture for you.
What the fuck?
There's a man in there as you pull the little cap off of it. Comes out gasping for air, screaming, "They buried me alive! They buried me alive!"
Is he not the guy we're looking for?
He is not. You know
Son,
him.
You
You
shut the
know.
door on him.
We
You
should
know
slap
this
him.
man.
We should slap some sense into him.
and who is he?
This is Friedrich Lagman, former major domo of Villa Astropolis. He's the guy that had the racist book. He's the
Oh,
one that had the book that said that dwarves and elves were an underclass of
Can I
being
punch
and
him?
they should be kept as slaves.
I remember
Um,
that guy.
I want
yeah,
to punch him.
you were in his. He was also the sexy guy that was hanging out with Emeraldi at the party when you guys first got there. Uh, so you don't know why or who or what happened to make him get buried alive, but he's very happy to see you. He kind of comes to his senses and he's like, "I remember you. You guys, I remember you. You're the ones from Mikos. You're the barons of the Brecken Vale. What are you doing here?
I think you better tell us and give us a good reason why we shouldn't just shove you back in that crypt.
He says that he was caught eavesdropping on a conversation between Helenites and Mustafa the rat. And the senator decided that the snooping steward was too much of a risk to have at the palace. So Helenites had Frederick drugged and then buried alive.
Ooh.
Um, so he's not very happy with Helenites either.
Woodrow's just gonna flat out ask him, do you know where they hid the guy we're after?
Mulgar, this occurs to you, Mulgar? If there ever is a trial, this gentleman might be a really good witness for the prosecution. You know what I'm saying?
I do.
Mulgar?
Yes, I do. Perhaps we should spare this gentleman his life. He can give us more information and be used for the prosecution.
What do you guys think about that?
I don't know.
I suppose it's probably the best thing to do.
Although you don't like him.
What is this court thing you speak of?
I want to punch him.
He has his differences. Because I am the magistrate, I will be the judge once we capture this man.
Oh, you're the judge? Well, we don't need any witnesses anyway.
The judge was there.
The druid was asking about the trial. If you look at the quests thingies under the Duke's thing, under the parchment thing, like the last part of the quest is that Duke of Karmikos wants Astropolis brought back to the Veckan Vale alive, stand trial.
Yeah, I was more just playing it to Woodrow from his background. He seems like a. Oh, you said you kind of built him off like a First Nation tribe.
Oh, I thought you didn't know. Okay.
Their court system is you get kicked out of the tribe for a few weeks. You learn the lesson until you learn your lesson.
And you come back with a deer.
Yep.
Okay, so Friedrich says that in exchange for his life, he'll help you guys do whatever you need to do. And he'll even, if you're going to find Astropolis, he'll be more than happy to help you do that.
Have you ever heard any discussions of them hiding people down here, and if you do know where?
Oh, yeah. Catacombs have been used for hundreds of years. Every time Thyatus becomes under siege, a lot of the elites, senators, emperors, and stuff like that,
We should keep going and talk to him while we're moving.
they run to this area to hide because it's very hard to get down here, and not very many people know about it. Okay, where would you guys like to go now? You were heading east. Okay, so yeah, there's
Now, if I
go south or
this is
east.
the route I wanted to go.
I guess you're going to go east and go up those stairs.
Yes.
Okay, you continue east. You come to another four-way intersection at the top of the stairs. North, south, east, or west? Which way would you like to go?
Is this the way we're thinking about going? I think from what I understood.
East.
Yep.
Okay, you continue east and you come to a passageway. At ease, you can go north or south.
Go ahead south from there.
South, come to another T. You can go east or west.
East,
East,
south.
another T. South, 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 south. Through a large room that has two coffins in it.
I'm gonna look at the guy we're dragging, and I kind of point to the coffins and just look at him questioningly.
Are you going to ask him a question? He just kind of looks back at you.
Would they hide people in these things?
Well, people would hide in these things, absolutely.
Woodrow's gonna kick one really hard.
Okay. Made out of stone, so.
Woodrow, why do you talk about yourself in the third person?
Better?
So you kick one, it doesn't really do anything. They're made out of stone, so.
I'll start opening one up.
Okay. You open I'm assuming the northern one.
Sure.
Same thing, naked body covered with a loincloth. Nothing else in there. Copper piece under his tongue. If you open the other one, it's looks like a female. So maybe this was like a husband and wife burial chamber.
I guess continue on.
Okay. Continue to the south. You see a dead end off to the west.
Does
Doesn't look
anybody
like
have
there's
any
anything coming.
idea what the time is?
You guys have been in the catacombs for about an hour now.
Okay.
So game time and real time is going about the same speed right now. So you go down to the south and you turn to the west. See three coffins. You also enter another room, and in that room you see this. All of the coffins in this area have a symbol, a lance with two crossed swords above it, carved into them. Curiously, the names are different.
And what?
These appear to be the graves of priests.
We
So
shouldn't
those
open
three,
these ones up in case any crazy religious stuff happens.
yeah. So these three coffins in here, I'll have a symbol of a lance with two crossed swords above it, carved into the top of the coffin, and the names on all the coffins are different, and they appear to be the graves of priests. Nothing else of note in the room. You want to open the coffins?
I say we don't in case any crazy religious stuff happens.
Well, let's consult the local guide. What's in these things?
Frederick says, I don't know. These look like they're priests of Vanya. He's reading the inscriptions on it. They look like they're probably 100 years old or so. Can't really tell anything else about them. They're definitely priest coffins, though.
Let's just keep on moving.
Anybody
Okay.
super?
Say that again?
I had to ask the group if anybody's super religious.
We
Yeah, the
have
cleric
been...
is. So are you. Okay, you continue to the east and head to the north. See 3 more coffins in another room. Same thing. Lance with 2 crossed swords above it. 3 different names. They look like they're priest coffins.
Woodrow's gonna put his ear to them and kind of like tap the top.
Can you please stop talking about yourself in the third person?
Roll, why? He's saying what he's gonna do. That's the correct way to do it.
Oh.
Plus, it lets me as a DM know who's talking. I actually kind of like it when people do that.
I find third person a little bit easier to kind of act out.
And it's easier for me to understand who's talking. I wish everybody would do that.
Okay, so Stonehand's gonna start doing that now.
Sounds good, because then I know Stonehand's doing it. Roll a 6-sided. Roll a 6-sided, Woodrow. You do not hear anything.
Let's crack it open.
Would Stonehand says no.
Go ahead.
Fine. Let us continue on then.
Okay, you continue to the north to the dead end. And you are looking for Osterpolis. And he's not there. Where to now, my friends? There are 2 green dots on the north side of the map that you haven't been to yet.
Yep. Those are the only
One
two
in
we
the
haven't
northeastern corner, I say.
Northeastern?
Yeah.
Okay, so basically straight back around and straight up.
Mm-hmm.
Chugga, 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 chugga. We'll go through that really quick. Up there. Roll, looking for Osterpolis. And he is not there either.
Okay, I'm guessing there's one less place where he is.
I think we should go to the one in the northwestern corner now.
That's the last one, yep.
Yep, might as well head that way.
Go
Bad
east.
luck.
Go east.
So this is the
Okay, are you going to go... Are you going to go through the gravel-looking room? You go the fastest way, like right across the top?
I don't see why we shouldn't.
Okay. Go down. You go across, over, into the gravel-filled room. Go up to the north and over and look for Osterpolis in that little place right there. And you find nothing. He's not there. But wait, there's more. Wait, there's more.
You buy one, get one free.
We set fire to everything.
Are we sure he's actually in here?
To be sure, we should set fire to everything and just leave.
There's another map. The other side of the catacombs.
This is now getting tedious.
Why wasn't this given to us earlier?
Secret room.
Secret room, man. Okay, so you can head across the top. You can head through the middle. Get to the other side of the catacombs. Checked all of the green dots on the western side. This is the eastern side. And also, if you look at the farthest northern area, it says to the Callistidioth place, or whatever that is, Calagentius place, or whatever it is.
Were we going around all this time without unfolding the map?
Evidently. I mean, I don't know what you guys did.
Who was holding the map?
I believe Bartrol was holding the map because he is the field marshal.
Next time, can we please check both sides of the map?
Listen. This map, we don't need it. We're obviously the best of the best. Otherwise, we know where we're going. It's fine.
I'm just saying, next time,
Also,
can you
I
please
lost the
unfold the map?
So I lost the map.
I don't know. I went to take a peek at it, and it's just
You
gone.
guys are killing me. Oh,
God.
anyways,
And
the
why are you the
area
field
up to the
marshal?
north, that will lead out directly to the lighthouse.
Wait, who
So
voted
if
him
you
into
do find,
Where would we be right now? Whenever we come.
on the northern part, on the very northwestern little tunnel right there.
Yep. Okay. I know where we are now. All good.
So let's head to the one that's closest to that star, like right northwestern one.
Okay.
The one with the statue.
Who made you a field marshal?
Just a question, are there any more parts to this map that we aren't seeing?
See. The map is
No,
still
there are not. Let's
Good.
see. Only two sides to the map.
Flip it
Are we
again
sure
and
this
there's a
isn't like
fourth
a
side.
three-dimensional map and there isn't a third side?
Hold
Is
on,
it
let
a
me
pu-
try. I bend it in half. So, like, I guess.
He should throw a
but
dice
no.
if he rips the map. Just throw it, please.
And you wanted to burn the place down, huh?
Yes.
We had another side of the map.
So, burn half of the place down. Oh my god. So, we're completely incapable of doing anything normal.
Can we please get a full picture of the map? Like instead of just
Okay.
halves?
You go around to the northwestern little spot there. It is a derelict chapel. This chapel has been unused for many decades. Was consecrated to the immortal Arastia. Praying here is Ulcher Osterpolis, the estranged son of the senator. Ulcher has turned to Arastia as patroness of vengeance, for his life is near collapse without financial support from his parents.
Break it open.
Vulture knows enough about his father to suggest skullduggery behind this day's events. He's not dead, he's alive. Vulture is here praying right now.
Oh,
Break it
wow.
open.
His
So
father.
wait, but you said this chapel was
Can I give him
unused
my
for
200
decades,
gold?
but it is currently in use.
It's a derelict chapel. It was built years and years and years ago. But Pulcher just came here he's converting over to following this god. What was her name? Z.T.I.A.I, patroness of vengeance. Probably because of all of the stuff that's going on in Z.T.I.A.I due to his father. He thinks that his father's probably behind all the shit that's going on up there. He might be eager to team up with you.
And this is his gravesite.
No, he's alive. He's here. He's praying in this chapel right now.
He's praying. Okay.
Astropolis' son.
Okay. Can I break the statue?
So he stands up and he says, "Who are you people? Why are you here?"
Stonehead says, I'm me.
We will seize him.
I'm a map.
We come in peace to burn your house down.
That guy's a map.
Yes.
Guys, come in peace to burn my house down.
Yes.
Yes.
Can I say sarcastically, do you know how to read a map?
No.
And you are in charge of this army.
We are here for your capture for war crimes committed against you, done by your father.
Committed against you.
You cannot hold me accountable for what's been done by my father. I've been estranged from the senator for years.
We can.
Well, we'll just have to see how estranged.
Well, we will put you through our court and see if you are guilty or not.
Move his phone's going. Can you please turn that off?
What's he trying to do?
So that scares him.
Okay.
So he takes off running.
Throw a net. Magic net.
Someone get him. Capture.
I
A web?
fling my
A web, yes.
Bartrell
Let us
flings
pursue
his
him.
hammer at the man as he runs away.
Wait.
No, this is the
roll.
perfect opportunity to throw one of the halflings.
Roll initiative, everybody.
How do I do that?
I can't roll initiative for myself because my phone app doesn't work very well.
I'll roll it for you, Bartrell.
Lapoy, it's up to you.
It's up to me.
Get him, Lapoy.
I don't know if you had any bonuses, Bartrell.
Do I add my dex or my strength? I forget.
Dex.
Hold on, let me check real quick.
0.
Yeah, I have a +1 bonus.
14.
All right, then you got 14.
17.
I got a 7.
Okay, so Lapoy's first. Who's
Web.
next?
Stonehand has 9. Oh no, sorry, Leuven has 14.
No,
Stonehead
Bartrell
has 9.
has 14. I have 7.
Oh, that's right, my bad.
Who has 14?
Bartro.
Do you have any bonuses?
I
'Cause
rolled
I'm at
for him.
7 completely. So do we have to roll to see who goes before each other, or can we just agree that who goes first?
Who got somebody tied?
Yeah, I
me
got
and Leuven.
14. You can go first,
Woodrow.
man.
Leuven and who tied? Leuven and the
Woodrow.
druid?
Leuven and Bartrell.
Well,
Yeah,
Morgar's
you can go first,
before them.
Leuven.
Mulgar is third.
I got a 7, so I got other people ahead of me.
Oh, we skipped Stonehand. He's third.
Yes. Stonehand is third. Stonehand is talk about self in third person.
Lapoy is throwing a web at the...
Stonehand is gonna get arrested.
I'm trying to put everybody in order. It's working.
Yeah. And then
So Leuven and Woodrow are last.
yeah, between
Yes.
the two.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, it does work if you just put numbers in front of your nickname. It just goes right in order. All right, so Lapoy, you get to go first.
Web.
What are you gonna do? Cast web?
Yes.
Just don't burn him.
Not yet.
Leuven and Woodrow, what'd you guys get for initiative? Sevens?
Sevens.
Oh, so I'm actually last.
Oh, nice.
Pile drive!
Okay, you cast web.
Yes.
I don't think there's a saving throw for that.
Nope. I think I need to roll.
And it's over. He's webbed.
Okay.
Oh, that
He's
was
webbed to the ground and captured.
Don't I throw how long
He's
these
completely covered and wrapped in web.
pursuit over?
Search him and check him for weapons.
He has a
Someone need to unmute
dagger,
him first.
and that's it.
Is he talking?
Are you asking him any questions?
Like, can he talk? Is he complaining about getting webbed?
No. He's just kind of
Okay.
like grunting and.
I go to him
Well,
and say,
regardless of it, I dislike his grunting, so I cover his mouth.
before you do that, I ask him, why are you running? I mean,
Look, boy, do you want to set him on fire?
Yes, I do.
No, we need him alive.
We technically don't.
For
He's
now.
not being accused of anything yet, except for running. And I think punishment for running
Yeah,
is
running's
burning.
bad. How dare you do cardio?
I think punishment for running should be running away from the police should be
No,
burning
punishment
alive.
for running, according to Lepoy, should be setting him on fire.
Yes. He's a witch.
Hooray for manslaughter! Hip hip! Ah!
Okay, so, boy, you have the initiative. What do you want to do?
I set them on fire.
You gonna set him on fire?
Well, I just did say that. Yeah.
I shouldn't have encouraged.
What's your alignment?
Neutral.
Should be lawful neutral, right?
Yeah.
So this means you have to follow the law.
I am the law.
I don't think that your alignment's gonna allow you to set him on fire.
I am the law.
Not without a trial.
Oh
I
yeah,
warned
if
him
we're
running
going by the law,
only
Josh
make
said.
things worse.
Okay.
Are we allowed to torture him?
If you're evil.
Torture's not necessarily an evil thing. It's more like forceful negotiation.
You are
I
not
mean,
allowed to
you don't
torture
really
him,
have any
so
reason
you
to.
may teabag him.
He was
I mean,
awfully right.
other than this guy has the same last name as the guy you're looking for. He said he's been estranged from his father for years.
Doesn't matter. He might be the one who
I don't
will
even
do
get
a
why he ran
rebellion.
away. All he said was that we're gonna kidnap him.
The thing is, if we keep him
Well,
alive,
I guess we just kind of tie him up and drag him along here with us for now.
yeah. Okay. If we can't.
So he asks you a question. He says, "Why is Friedrich here with you?"
Oh, he
Because
said,
reasons.
He's going to help put your dad in jail.
yeah.
And you.
And who's
We
gonna
shouldn't
do
tell
this?
anything. We should just say because reasons.
We do not
And who's
negotiate
gonna
with
do
terrorists.
this?
I said us. See, you're already practically enslaved by webs.
And he says, "Okay." So you're gonna just tie him up. What else are you gonna do? Who has the next initiative? Arturo, what are you gonna do? You have the next initiative. What do you want to do?
All right. Let's
Anything
see.
specific to him, or ask him any
Well,
questions,
hold
or
on. Hold on. I show him my symbol, my paladin symbol, so he knows that he can, I guess, trust me somehow. Since I guess paladins would be a figure, right?
Yeah.
And I ask him on any information about his father.
he says that he thinks that his father is the cause of all of the things that are going wrong in Z.T.I.A.I at the moment.
Do you know
He's
where
sure that his father's behind it all.
Do you know where he might be at this moment?
No,
Where did you last see him?
I haven't seen my father in probably at least a year.
And where was this?
He doesn't even remember last time he saw him.
Yeah, I've run out of ideas. I slap him.
Okay.
Do
You're
you
a
know how to
paladin!
read this? I pull out a map.
Yeah. Looks like a map of the catacombs.
Okay, which way is up?
North.
Ah, okay. Yeah, I'm not very good at negotiation. I looked into the others.
All right. Stonehand, your turn. You want to do anything? Your initiative.
Um. What makes you think that your father has done all of this?
He's an evil man. Just
And
living with him for all those years, I'm sure he has a part in all of this.
okay.
And
Didn't you all say that you were down here searching for him?
Yep.
What makes you think he's not an evil man?
He did cook. He did give us some good food whenever we got here, but then he threw us in the Coliseum. That wasn't all that fun.
Yeah.
I say silence, and I tell him that my comrades were in prison to play the gladiatorial games, and then I ask him what does he know of Emeraldi.
Oh, he says, yeah, I know Emeraldi. She used to be my father's mistress. But there's rumors that she's defected to the other side and that she's a spy for either the Ephesian or the Pearl Islands or some other country that the Thiatans are at war with. Thyatus is at war with about 5 other countries. They're kind of like the Klingons. They're always at war.
how do you survive?
And then I ask him, what about this gentleman, and
Klingons
point
cling on to
over
war.
at the other local.
Say that again? Didn't get it all.
I said, let's come about the other. Ask him, what do you know about this gentleman? I point over at the other local that's guiding us.
Oh, Friedrich? Says, I don't know much. Friedrich kind of starts looking at the ground. Says, I guess he was a steward. Worked in the palace for a couple years. Doesn't really know much about him. Friedrich looks a little bit nervous, though. Starts fidgeting.
Suspicious.
Should we just tie him up as well?
I actually,
I'm back.
I suggest that Friedrich takes the son and with us. He basically carries him.
No, why?
He's not a little kid. He's like 25 years old.
Oh,
He's
so
not
that's
like an 8-year-old son. He's like a 25-year-old son. Still wanting to carry him.
Someone's going to have to. He's still going to be taken into custody for.
You're gonna tie him up like his legs and everything too, so he can't walk.
No, he can walk.
He doesn't seem like a threat now. We could let him at least walk around with us like the other guy here. We pulled out a grave.
Yeah.
I pull Woodrow aside and
Just,
mention to him our
just tie him
task,
to
why we're even
Stonehenge.
down here.
Just times two.
Yeah, that ought to work.
If you do find Ostropolis, you could use the sun as a bargaining chip. You know,
Yeah.
to make sure
Yeah.
Ostropolis doesn't cause any problems.
That's what I was originally thinking.
I'm just thinking I'm gonna throw webs on him.
Go Go ahead and tie them on up so we can get them coming our way.
Time to me, Stonehand.
Okay. So you have two kind of halfway prisoners tied up. Oh,
Yeah.
I'm assuming you got their hands tied and just kind of wrap their arms in rope.
Behind their backs.
Okay.
Woodrow's gonna ask the the guy we just grabbed, if his god is known for making zombies.
No. He's just recently decided to change his religion from most common religion in Titus, which is worship of Vanya, to this new ancient serpent lady, because she's the god of vengeance and he wants to get vengeance.
Wait, where are we currently?
So if
Where
we're
are
over
we?
there, we're up in the northeastern.
You're in the room with the statue, remember?
There are 2 rooms with statues.
The northeastern one that's closest to where you started.
The very top one.
Okay.
So where would you like to go from here? Back to the light?
Yeah,
Have
did
we
check
checked the green dot yet?
Yeah, I
If
was
we
about to ask
hit-
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's nothing in there.
Okay.
That's kind of where he's at.
Just think if he was hiding there, like right by his son, there'd be a few questions. Let's head to that one now.
Which one?
If we head just straight east and then south a little bit.
That one, yeah.
The one in the middle, the one like directly east.
Yeah,
Like the one
directly
far
east from us, yeah.
Okay.
The one in the middle.
Go directly east. You go to a four-way intersection. Continue east. Come to another intersection before there's a room. As you enter that room, this is what you see. A current of fresh air goes from either the north or the west in here. North Passage slopes more gently than the human eye can tell up towards the north. Other than that, you don't see anything else in this room. You go to the green dot and you look for Mr. Ostropoulos, dragging your 2 prisoners behind you, and you find
Nothing.
nothing. 0-2.
Damn it.
Terrible rolls.
Let's kill them.
I say we head.
Okay.
Stonehand says we head north.
Okay, you go north,
Mm-hmm.
come to you go up a slight slope, like you said. On your left, stairs going down back into a passageway. On your
the
right
stairs.
are stairs going up. Directly ahead of you, you can feel fresh air coming from the outside. And you can see light. It looks like it heads out of the catacombs.
Ooh.
Is that one to the bakery?
No. It's to the place. The Calanetheus place.
Oh, okay. Sorry, wrong.
Catagensis.
Carthagenthus place, yes.
Here it is.
Right, so you're gonna go east. That's last I heard. You go up the stairs 20 feet. There's a passageway that goes south, or you can continue to go east.
Anybody have any better ideas than to go east?
So we got
West?
the
East.
next location.
West.
Continue, you're going to go to the next green dot. You go south, east, south, 30-foot stairs, come into another room that looks like it has 2 coffins in it. And in that room, you see
A green dot.
A bigger
Funny if
dot.
we actually rolled and we actually found his.
A kiwi pie.
What?
No, actually, no, pot pie. Yeah, I want some pot pies.
Kiwi pie.
No, not kiwi. We're now going
Yes,
on to like pea pie.
Like apple pie.
No, not
But with
apple
kiwi
pie.
fruit.
Pumpkin pie. We're getting
Mogar looks over at Bartro. Thanks for calling me a cutie pie.
this passage east of the room is the nesting area of a large number of aggressive rats.
We should burn them.
Woodrow's gonna try to talk to him. It's possible.
Okay? You have speak with animals, or just is it a feat? What is it?
I know I have talked to animals. I can't. I can talk to them. I can't understand them.
It's
Oh,
druid
that's your summoned.
insanity.
That's your summoned creatures, right?
Where is it?
Coming out of his mouth.
You can want to step forward to the front when you see the rats. What would you like to say to these rats,
keep
Mr. Woodrow?
Oh yeah, animal control. That's what it was.
What would you like to say to these rats?
Just passing through. We're not gonna do anything to you.
They do not pursue you. They run out of the room. They disappear into holes in the walls of the east passage.
Well, we know we're not. Well, we know that he's not that way.
That's and you guys go down there. You find Osterpolis down there.
Gotta get that 100.
Oh, you don't even have to get that high. He's not there.
You are running out of green dots.
What are we doing down here?
spelunking.
Okay, where to go now?
Going insane.
Which one of those statues? The one to the west or the more southern one? What do you think, guys?
Oh, he wasn't in the place where we just were.
Let's go to the west. Let's go to the west one, because then we can backtrack, hit the south one, and then we can hit those bottom two corners. Wait, sorry,
Okay.
east.
All right, say that again. You're going to go to the far west one and hit the south one.
Wait, is this thing still oriented north-south?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, if you guys want, we head over to the westward statue. Looks like another church. And then we can backtrack over, grab the other church, and then the bottom two corners.
Okay. So you're going to go out the southern passageway of this room,
So
or the western passageway, or back up to the north.
That is the route I think we should go. head south, just start heading west towards it.
Let's start checking these
Stonehand
dead
agrees.
ends. We'll head south. I'll split off, check that dead end, and then we can just kind of head east and south and east and north and east.
Okay. You go through all there. No wandering monsters, and you come into the second room with the statue, and this is what you see in there. This is a mortuary chapel built here for funeral services accompanying burial in these catacombs. No service is presently being held, but a priestess of Vanya is here praying for souls of the deceased, mostly for guidance from her patroness. So you see a young girl here praying. And you think you've seen this person before, Leuven. Roll a percentile dice.
Is it one of those girls from that room when I was sneaking around?
That's exactly it. That's exactly it, brother. One of the girls from was sleeping when you were in Maximus's house. Her name is Phaedra. Um, she encountered some dire knowledge earlier this day. She has reason to believe that her employer, who do you think her employer is?
That we're after.
Arranged for the murder of a man and then bribed a judge to free the killer.
We're taking her with us. She's also going on trial.
Well,
So
after she tells us the story, just do you have any proof or anything?
Only what she's heard, only what she's seen, only what she's overheard. She's down here praying because she doesn't want Senator Helenates to name another victim. She doesn't believe that murder is right. So she came down here to pray for guidance, so to speak. You guys gonna tie her up too, or
Yes.
just let her come with you?
Tie
She
her up.
doesn't seem. I mean, if she's not running away, invite her to come with us then.
We're collecting witnesses for this guy's dad. Gonna point to the guy who's tied up.
She says she also may know where Mr. Polis is hiding. She thinks that she overheard that he's actually moved down to the catacombs and that he's hiding in one of the coffins down here, waiting for his men at arms to come and get him out of the coffin and take him away to a safer place.
Stonehand
And
asks.
of course, Pulcher knows Phaedra. They know each other.
Stonehand asks, "Do you know what coffin it is?"
Not sure. But she thinks it's to the south of here.
Woodrow's gonna go over to Leuven and kind of whisper, "Check her for weapons, just to be 100% sure."
You check her for weapons. She does not have any weapons.
Sorry, ma'am. Just precaution.
Understandable.
Okay, so you're going to go down to the next statue room. You now have 3 people in tow behind you that you found down here, but you haven't found Astropolis yet.
Found everybody else.
Let's see.
Wait, there's more people.
All right. Well, I guess head back to the next one. That's that statue room in the middle.
Yes, finally. Okay. You go into this room
Let me guess, there's another person.
and you see another shrine. This is a shrine of Korotiku. You see a group of acolytes are training here. When the characters arrive, that's you, practicing spider rituals for burial and critiquing each other.
Can we kidnap them too?
They begin to make quite a fuss. They kind of wander around in their little robes, pointing at you. Who are you? What do you want? Are you thugs? Have you come here to rob the shrine?
Yes.
We are looking for what's the guy's name again? We are looking for Osteoporosis.
Astropolis, Helenides Astropolis.
Yes.
A young lady steps forward. She says, "My name is Sarah Lasso. I don't know where Astropolis is, but there may be a man in the next room. He's hiding. He may be the person that you're looking for. Came down here several hours ago. Didn't make any fuss. Didn't talk to us. Hey, whoever's doing that, turn that off. Loud.
Is that?
Yeah, so she says he may be in the room to the north. And that's where the green dot is. So do you guys want to go up there?
Let's pull out the weapons and head that way.
And of course, what do you see? Not even in a coffin, you see Mr. Helenides Astropolis crouched down behind some coffins. What do you want? I know you. What are you doing here? How did you get here? You'll never take me alive.
Stonehand sits on him.
And I backhand him. Apprehend him.
Woodrow's gonna point to his kid. We have a kid. Come peacefully, or else we'll kill him.
Oh, good move. Roll 20-sided.
Everyone?
What's your charisma?
Oh, okay.
2 seconds. Let me check. Probably piss poor. 16.
All right, roll. Roll under your charisma.
Please.
20-sided, 1d20.
One, 3.
Go, Woodrow, go, Woodrow, go.
Where'd you roll at? I don't see it.
In the
He
game.
rolled it.
He
in the
was
dice-
in the...
I didn't dice roller.
Oh, he's in the roller room. Roll the 3. So Astropolis stands up and he starts to squint and he says, "Pulcher, is that you?" And Pulcher says, "You get Pulcher gagged or not?"
I think we just got his hands.
He says, "Yes, Father, it's me. They've captured you. Oh, please, please don't do anything to my son. I'll do whatever you want."
As the sheriff, I will go and bound his hands. Does he have like a lot of extravagant rings and jewelry and stuff on his hands?
Oh, yeah. He's got necklaces, rings, bracers.
Stony calls dibs on them.
Whatever finger has the most rings on it, cut it off. Say this is for the arena.
Oh,
Wait, what?
man.
No! Shit.
Yes. Yes.
It's just a finger.
It's
The
just
boy should be
It's
happy.
gonna grow back,
here's the
don't
point
worry.
with
That
Okay,
is a
so-
good idea.
So you cut his pinky finger off. He screams and howls. Ah!
And then we can divvy up his stuff and start taking off.
Can we cut another one for selling our magic items?
Lapoy, do you want to burn that
That was
finger?
that Max guy or whatever.
Oh. But
The
still,
point- Do you wanna burn
he
the
already
finger?
burned his house down.
that's not enough.
Lapoy,
Yes.
do you want to burn the finger?
Maybe.
Woodrow's
Leuven
gonna-
has the finger, so he can do whatever he wants to with it. All right,
Woodrow's gonna-
you guys are gonna divvy up his rings and his jewelry,
Yeah.
okay? And you do all that. It's
Woodrow's
none
gonna
of
go
it's
talk-
really magical. It's just worth a lot. Total worth of all of his jewelry. Oh, that's pretty good. About 6,000 gold pieces.
We get
Yeah,
1,000
that's
each.
about 1,000 each.
Yeah, not bad. So you can add that to your jewelry. You got 1,000 gold pieces worth of jewelry in the form of rings, necklaces, bracers, bracelets. He has all kinds of jewelry. I'm assuming you guys are going to sell it all anyways.
Back to
None
him.
of it is magical. He has a dagger. That is his only weapon. You take that away from him. Actually, just a normal dagger, about the size of a letter opener. So what are you guys going to do now? You're there. The acolytes were in the other room while you were doing this stuff. They kind of just shuffled off and disappeared.
Woodrow's gonna talk to his kid.
Leave his finger in the offering bowl.
Okay.
That's kind of what I was gonna go talk to his kid for. What's your god's version of vengeance?
You talking to Pulcher?
Yeah. Is it more eye for an eye shit or justice?
Doesn't matter. Either way, it's fine with him.
Hopefully this wasn't too gruesome for you.
So you're going to take Pulcher as a witness with you. You're taking all these people, right?
Yep.
Oh yeah.
You got 4 of them now.
We got one of the.
One of them that's coming along quietly, and 3 of them that are kind of tied up. All right, where are you guys heading now? Are you going to head to the? So you've captured Osterpolis. That's the first part. Now you have to get to the Tower of Avis.
Should we just take them back to the boat and leave them there?
Say that again.
Should we just take the captors to the captees to the boat and leave them there?
You can. The Falling Star is kind of moored right outside of the where the Tower of Avis is.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So you can keep him at the tower. You can put him on the ship. You can do whatever you want to with him, really. He's tied up and he only has 9 fingers.
Yeah, I say we just get the hell out of here, get to the tower.
Okay?
I agree.
Yeah.
All right.
We got nothing left in here unless there's more witnesses we can grab. We got a character witness. We got a guy who's been almost murdered because of this guy.
And you have his son.
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys just head back out to the north where it says go to the place. You come out onto a field. It's about a 3-hour hike back to the Tower of Avis, completely uneventful. You can go to the top if you want to. You can light the fire and start the war, or you can keep your posts with you in the tower. You can take them back to the ship. What do you want to do?
Leave him at the ship.
Down hand vote, start the war.
Is the tower an open top?
It is.
Yeah, I
The
say we
top
just
of the
head back.
tower. The top of the tower is a light tower, and there's a huge fire pyre at the top, signal fire at the top. If you guys light that fire, war will start immediately.
Down
Woodrow's
hand
gonna say
vote, start the war.
Woodrow's gonna say take him to the ship. I can light the fire.
Now, do we want to light the fire yet, or do we want to do the trial first?
Trial is when we come back.
Yeah, trials afterwards.
There we go. Let's light it up.
All right.
I was
Woodrow,
gonna suggest fortification still.
who's gonna? Are we
Me.
gonna take these people
Me.
back to the boats where they'll be at least a little bit safer? Or do you want to keep them in the tower?
No, maybe they should all go to the boat, and then we can continue fortifying.
Okay. You take them back to the boat. You light the fire, and we can spend the rest of the night tonight. You describing me how you're going to fortify for the war, what your tactics are going to be, and what you guys are going to do. As far as until next week, we're done. We're going to start next week with the battle.
I wish it would have leveled up and I had control weather.
All right, so you got. I mean, you want me to leave the room so that you guys can talk amongst yourselves, so that I don't hear what you guys are saying? I'll do that if you want, and you guys can come up with your own strategy, and then just tell me next week.
Maybe.
'Cause I'll do that if you guys want me to.
Don't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, it wouldn't make a difference even if you're here. We're just gonna
Okay.
debate it. Yeah.
Okay.
Are you fortifying the tower?
Well, what's the structure like around it? Like, does it have a wall?
It is a round tower. It is 40 feet by 40 feet circumference. At the bottom, it's 20 feet at the top, so it kind of goes up and narrows. The tower itself is 60 feet high. It's basically on the inside of it.
Just a
All it
question.
is,
Are there trees around?
no.
Ah.
It is at the top of a hill. It is a barren rock outcropping. It's a lighthouse, so they can't really have trees around it. It would block the light from the lighthouse. It's also a signal area. Terrain below you is a very steep hill. You're at the top of the hill, so you're going to have the advantage of anybody coming up the hill to fight you. The hill itself is about 250 feet high hill. So but it's all craggy rock outcropping. No shrubbery or anything like that. Nothing that anybody can use for cover. Your dwarves are building, I guess, we're having them build a trench and a fence. I don't know if you're going to do it in a circle around the tower. You're going to
I
pick
have
a
an
north,
idea.
south, east, west.
For a good trench system. There is a circular trench around the tower, and the contents of the trench gets put into a wall around the outside of that trench.
It's like a normal trench.
Yeah, that's a trench.
Well,
Like it's
normal.
pretty much like a basic World War I, World War II trench.
Yeah,
Yeah.
basically.
Dig the trench, put the shit up,
And anything in the lighthouse we use as sort of obstacles ahead of the trench.
Now, what?
The interior of the lighthouse is basically just a circular set of stairs that just basically go up around the lighthouse.
No furniture.
Oh, they're exterior stairs.
No, they're interior stairs.
Is the
Now,
ground...
these trenches, you're talking about putting people in them?
No, that would be
or just want to use them as
pointless.
an obstacle?
I'd use them as an obstacle with,
yeah.
With like spikes and stuff. So when they try and get over it, they have to either find a way over it or they fall in.
Pikes
all the
in the
while
trenches.
they're going to be getting
spears in the
a
trenches.
bunch of archers and stuff firing arrows at them at the same time.
Spears in the trenches.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, spears in the trenches.
Is the ground around? Is the ground near the bottom, like near the bottom of the hill, wet?
Basically,
no, it's not a marsh or swamp. No.
Yeah.
Archer, where do you want the cavalry?
The cavalry? Oh, yeah. So I had an idea. Basically, since we have a circular thing, I imagine since these people are skilled in flanking, we should have the cavalry have a sort of unit-based circle. Like basically, I want two sets of cavalry teams to basically go in different directions, but circle around the fortification, just for a general sweep view of anything that's coming down.
Actually, just a thing. If we're putting spikes in the trenches, we should have the mound on the other side, so they have to go up rather than down to get over the spikes.
Do we necessarily even need the defense barrier?
That also gives any survivors cover.
Yeah.
Well, do we necessarily need the trench and the defenses on the rocky edge side?
Not really.
And then, do you want the cavalry inside the trench or outside the trench? Because there's only 25.
I want them outside the trench and doing perimeter scouting. Basically, just
There's only
like guards, but if
well, when they come, we should do a cavalry charge.
Well, I mean,
yeah, there's only 25 of them though.
Yeah, that's evenly.
First, we gotta break their line. At least fuck them up first.
Mm-hmm.
I think the thing about like cavalry.
What Woodrow can do is, if they're gonna bunch up, do you just call lightning and shock the fuck out of them?
Yes.
I don't know if Leuven and Woodrow know this, but they also have sleeping potions and they're archers.
Poison archers.
Archer mounts. As well.
The archers have poison too, don't forget.
Wait, does anybody have invisibility potions?
Nope.
I know that one of our characters might have.
Because we could give that to one of the cavalry people.
That was retrieved.
How's the horse gonna be invisible?
Have an invisible horse, and then the person just going around with the spear or whatever.
So you have a person that's riding air, holding a spear.
Yeah. That would be terrifying.
No.
Now, I have some questions for you guys. As battalion commanders, we've already decided that Marshall is going to be the field marshal. Who's going to be in charge of the battalion commander for the mercs, the archers and the cavalry, and the orcs?
I'll take the mercs.
That's more Leuven style.
Okay, Leuven's going to be in charge of the mercs. Who's going to be in charge of the archers and the cavalry?
Perhaps
I'll do the orcs. Stonehand's going to do the orcs.
Stonehand will be in charge of the orcs. Okay.
I will be in charge of the archers. Oh boy.
Take care of the cavalry.
Boy will be in charge of the archers, and who will be in charge of the cavalry?
Bartrel.
Woodrow's gonna fight.
Bartrel, you can't be because you're the field marshal.
Can we
You're
loop
in
in?
charge of everything, basically, on the rolling side. But I need someone to take the cavalry.
Woodrow doesn't have anybody, so I guess Woodrow will ride a horse.
Okay. Mulgar, you want to be in charge of the healers?
Yeah, I was imagining them being part of the main 200.
Oh, no, they're separate. The dwarves and the healers probably won't be doing any fighting. Although they can fight if you want them to.
Yeah.
Just battle plan stuff. How are we going to do this stuff? We're going to do pincer?
No,
Or just
we're
plain attack?
defending a position. There's really no need for us to push out at all. It's 2-to-1 forces.
Now, if you look at the quest, it says hold the tower at all costs.
Yeah, we're in a defensive position. We want to keep it. We don't want to go out and
keep it tight.
Try and engage. Yeah.
So although there is no forest or
berserkers.
trees around, does that mean there can't be any rolling logs?
Amazing idea.
I'm not understanding what you're talking about, Mogar.
We get trees, strip them, and then roll them down the hill.
Yeah, but he already explained that there were no trees.
Can we take off the ballistas from the ship?
Well, I mean,
there are 2 ballistas on the ship.
Put some of these out there.
Yeah, can we use the ship?
If you would like
ballistas
to,
would be really good.
If you would like to, you can in fact take the catapult and the ballistas from the falling star. But remember, if you get routed and you have to fall back to the falling star, you won't have any offensive combat abilities on the ship.
No,
just one
ballista
on the
ship.
No, I just mean can we have somebody working the ballista and all that from the ship if we need it.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Because all they really have to do is just lob stones and past us.
Ballistas can't really do that. They're more of an oversized crossbow.
Maybe that could be the where the dwarves hold up.
Don't have any trebuchets or anything?
No, I'd love to have a trebuchet.
Catapult. Just a regular catapult.
We need to upgrade.
What's our maximum range with the catapult?
It's 300 yards.
But that's from sea too.
Yeah,
but and you have to shoot it up the hill.
On the hill, and
you have to shoot up the hill too. Don't forget.
Yeah.
Oh wait, do we have a mortar or anything like that? We could use the ballistas like mortars, aim them pretty much straight up, and have them come straight back down on the enemy. like on a ballistic trajectory. They go over the lighthouse and then.
What if we use the sleeping potions like mines?
I say we just put them on the end of a ballista.
But that's gonna miss.
Say,
The
what
sleeping
kind, are
potions?
these like sleeping potions you have to drink, or if they just splash on you, you're out?
It's a gas.
No, they're gaseous. They're gas.
Okay, so yeah, we
I
can use
say
them.
for the sleeping potions, we put them on the end of ballista
We
rounds.
said that 3 times. No.
The sleeping potions are already given to the cavalry.
Yeah.
Oh,
I hate this.
So my assumption is they're probably going to use them like grenades.
Probably.
Mm-hmm.
And if they're on the inside, I don't know where your cavalry is going to be. If they're on the inside, they'll throw them over top of the trench.
trench.
If they're on the outside of the trench, they'll just throw them to anybody who gets near them.
I say we keep everybody inside, at least inside the defenses, so if they do get over it, at least we
Cavalry
can
can't really work if they're not moving, because pretty much the cavalry's main strategic advantage is that they can go really fast.
Yeah, and they're faster than infantry.
Yeah.
And remember, the infantry that you're fighting is really fast flanking infantry. So the cavalry is going to be very important.
I mean, we're
Yeah,
already
so we
at a
shouldn't have them on the
disadvantage, so
defensive.
we
We
just
should have
need
them
to.
on the offensive.
Mm.
we could have the cavalry behind the tower, so whenever they try to flank us, I can fucking make them run them down.
Well, they're not exactly regular cavalry. They're archers.
Like Mongolian cavalry.
I mean, they have the
Yeah,
poison.
that's a good point. You have to keep in mind your cavalry are elven
Archer
archers.
cavalry. They are really effective. We could just like have them run in and.
Yeah, they're just poke and run. Just abuse them, and then if we ever
Yeah.
get into a
Okay.
sticky situation or getting flanked super bad, they could use the potions.
We could add some of these too. Just spikes along the ground. Make it hard for them to come up the hill at
And
us.
plus, if the trenches have the ridge on the inside, that means the horses can just jump over.